When we last left off, our intrepid heroes made their way back to Evarra after finishing their business on the Anubian island. Time continued to be a little wibbly-wobbly. They met a ghost prince/princess of the moon who seems to have some sort of dreamlike connection to the crown prince of the Hobgoblin Empire, and who then proceeded to leave the tomb where the party unearthed the individual. The party then proceeded to leave after acquiring a cool magic axe from behind a fireplace. You took Rahit with you, the big old manticore witch, because she has nowhere else to be, with her tower burnt down. And you had some time to talk with Papa Tarn back on the Waveshorn, or rather the Emperor's will, as you towed the Waveshorn back to Evarra. Yes, you are indeed finally back in town, everyone. Congratulations, you did it. The very, very full boat.
Yes.
Back in town.
So,
I can finally hug my child.
yeah, so as the party is all gathering up on deck excitedly, ready to return to Evarra, a couple little tugboats are pulling you in, and your quarry as well. You see a large shape, very, very large, take wing from on top of the Evarran government building and start heading towards you.
Is that the dragon? Oh,
That
did
is
Sathya come on
indeed
for
a
the
dragon.
trials?
What?
Oh. Oh shit.
Oh dear.
So,
Yeah, I recommended that Sathya come and, open up trade negotiations with Evarra.
Oh, right. Oh yeah. All right. I guess he did do that.
Yeah, I recommend kobolds for labor and expand land, that kind of thing.
I didn't expect her to come herself.
this quickly.
That's true, same.
Szooth will quickly try to find a high building to wave down Sathya.
We're in a boat.
Oh.
I mean, you have a crow's nest.
I will get
Please
the crow's
don't
nest.
wave her down to the crow's nest. That seems like please don't sink my baby.
Sathya.
I have a deck. It's larger than the crow's nest.
Yeah, the enormous dragon just flies directly towards the Emperor's will. Great, majestic red and black wings fully extended. She swoops past the mainsail, does a long, majestic turn, and then comes down onto the deck in the process of transforming into her human guise, if the token will ever load.
One day.
So, yes, Sathya becomes a quite large, human-ish woman, coal-black skin, golden hair, red scales. She perches on the very tip prow of your ship and smiles and extends her arms wide towards her favorite little kobold minion.
Why, Sathya?
Szooth will jump in and give a hug.
She'll pick you up and just kiss you full on your tiny little kobold lips and bury your face into her chest. Oh, Szooth, my precious little Szooth. It has been far too long.
I didn't think you'd come all the way out here yourself to help make trade negotiations with the tide scales.
Why? Do you think a queen is too imperious to see to her own affairs of state? She will pick you up out of her cleavage and just do a little Eskimo nose boop with you. No, no, my dear Szooth. It is imperative that I oversee the prosperity of our kingdom together. She will put you down and then turn to the rest of the group, and as she regards you all. You can see that faint emberish glow in her eyes, reminiscent of the demon of love implanted inside her. She will saunter forward and give each of you a great big hug of your own.
Oh, how lovely. I shall tap tails.
Yeah, sure. I'll give her a hug, and I will introduce her to my new wife, Hedrah.
Oh, you're darling. And very pregnant. She will pat the belly. Halo will beam, even though she does not look any less muscly and Amazonian than before.
Ah, congratulations. I mean, not a surprise in that sense. Hashat literally is incapable of pounding down without causing pregnancy. Unless they inflate the great many prophylactic. Oops.
I take it Helia is also like, oh, okay, she runs with fucking dragon. Literal goddamn dragon.
We all got the dragon hugs. Surely this is Hala's favorite day.
Yeah, she is just excitedly chattering in fucking dragon Norwegian.
Or if she hears us speaking in fucking Norwegian and goes, oh no, your friend is retarded. No, that's an accent, Sathia. That's an accent.
That's what I said.
Oh no.
I
So
just
yes.
carefully just tell Tirania, that's Sathia, the Great Red Dragon.
Yeah. Tarania will look at the
Oh,
dragon.
right.
Look at you. Look at the dragon. You do travel in interesting company, don't you?
Yeah, it's like a lot of fun stuff happens. A lot of things that will make your hair gray, let me tell you. But in general, it tends to turn out well in the end. A lot of hard work goes into it.
We tend to do things so extraordinarily that they are hard to be believed.
As you're saying this, Szooth, like Sunny has been hugged by a dragon woman about her size, and is just squealing delightedly and just wrapping everything around Sathia, basically enveloping the dragon woman in fluff and tail and wing and bid.
It's like a fucking scene out of the Monster Hunter world. The Palimodi just sinks into the flute.
Disappear into floof.
Pretty much. So about a minute goes by. You slowly see Sathia's tail emerge from the immense hug. He begins tapping the deck.
Just
Sunny,
mention-
dear. Remember for breathing time.
But she's so warm. I love her.
Ah, that is unbelievably precious. But she is a queen. Must be appropriately given the respect and space.
With some convincing and a little tugging on the collar from Rahit, she is convinced to release the dragon, who comes up gasping for air.
She is a very special girl.
Yes, very affectionate. And you, she will turn towards Tarnavak. You look much handsomer than before.
Greetings, Your Majesty. 'Tis true. I have been blessed with the gift of draconic blood.
So you have. Delicious. She will saunter up and sort of run a hand along one of your horns. Do tell how you managed to acquire such gifts.
a relic from the days of the first dragons. A crown blessed by the Queen of Magic herself.
Oh, well, you know that only one dragon can wear the crown, Tarnavak. She will give you a dangerous look, and her claws dance across your horn tops. I jest. It looks good on you.
Ah, thank you.
Nervous sweating intensifies.
Nope. Hobgoblins don't sweat from their faces or
It's
their
true.
hands. They sweat
sweat
from the small of their back.
I thought you were going to say entirely their ass crack, but if it's the small of the back, then that is the same inevitable destination.
Oh, that sounds
Yes,
terrible.
but it's much better there because it shows less.
Every nervous hobgoblin gets swamp ass. I would take normal sweating any day.
So she will saunter by Tarn, and her tail gives him a resounding whack on the ass as she passes. She
Oh,
will.
did you see the smaller Tarnavak next to him?
If she did, she doesn't seem to care that much. Which is probably for the best, because Drubert is like, the top of his head is peeking up out of the crew deck. He's just watching this happen. You can't see his expression, but you can only imagine.
You can only imagine, it's like, what the fuck has my son been up to?
Fumes and old
Why the
racist.
fuck? Why the fuck is that giant dragon turned woman hitting on him?
Why is she spanking my son? I knew it. They're scalies at heart.
I mean, they're hobgoblins. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So yeah, Sathia will go over and pick Szooth up again and say, "So, little sweeper of ashes,
Yes.
how have you been? What adventures have you fought? What monsters have
Well,
you slain in my name?"
well, there was this one curious adventure without this Leviathan. Had the strangest case of upset stomach. Never guess how we managed to figure it out.
Did you delve head first into its stomach to fight some horrible monster that had taken roost there?
Never mind, you definitely did guess what we actually did.
Jump to the end of the story.
Yes, Ivania has kept in touch. I thought it
Well,
best to stop by and see how my warriors were doing before I came to the city.
we also became personally aware of the complexities and fragility of the time-space continuum.
That doesn't sound good.
We have a place where we will probably never return to again. Worse
Or
than
already have returned to, and we don't know yet.
who's to say? We are all slaves at the whims of time.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I don't think you're supposed to announce your great next monster defeat as entropy.
But
Wait,
that
do we believe in entropy? I don't remember.
that
No,
existential
that hasn't
crisis,
been discovered yet.
Fair enough.
that existential crisis aside, it's mostly been just fun adventures. We also broke into an Amazon slave pit and made sure to rescue all the slaves.
That's where I got my wife.
It's how we found Ufat again.
Uthman, that precious little cube of kobold meat, where is he? I thought him lost. Uthman is pointedly nowhere to be seen.
Huh.
I believe he is still being very shy.
Oh, poor baby. Well, if he ever finds his manhood again, do tell him I'll be at the government building for a while yet. I've been having such lovely meetings with the triarchs. Oh, they think themselves petty little kings. Quite precious.
They're kings. I mean, the people choose them, though, which is always nice. Or mostly choose them. Politics is obviously a little bit more meh.
The absurdity of it. Quite
Eh,
delightful.
I know with you making the deals, the kobolds will make sure to get a fair and reasonable bargain.
Oh, yes, that's why I came in person. No one would dare cheat a dragon. She licks her lips and fire spills forth from them.
Not unless they were a bard, and then that's a different kind of cheating.
Oh, no, even bards don't cheat. They just spread the word. Glances around. Where is your precious little feline?
Oh, Cass. Actually, where is Cass?
He went back home.
Oh, right. We did send him through that portal, didn't we?
I
We
just
went-
had an incredibly entertaining idea.
Yeah.
We're going to soon be going to Pergolith for a
Oh,
little
no.
party, thanking us for helping out with a number of situations. How would you like to go as Szooth's +1?
It would be interesting to explore more of the world, but I've been to Pergolith once before, and I can't say my memories are very pleasant.
Oh, my apologies.
I could never be so arrogant as to have a dragon as my +1. Obviously, I would have to be her attendant.
True.
That's my boy. She reaches down and sniffs the air. Sorry, that's my girl.
Oh,
So
right.
give him like
Oh, yes,
another
that's
week.
right.
That's not going to last.
Yeah.
Give me another week. Gender is fluid, and but nothing but a concept.
Still, with such a stud on the ship, I'm surprised you can be anything but. We'll glance over at Tarn again.
The math to testosterone to female is very complicated, and I don't quite have it down.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out, and if not, Mommy's always here for you. She will pick you up, give you another little nose rub, and she will hop off the deck and take wing once more, back towards the government building.
Look for my spirit if you need me to do anything for you.
Huh. I think I just watched someone get level 3 mommy issues in one single moment.
And now Tarnavak's right.
2 nose straps. Oh, yo, yo.
What do you mean? That immediately turned Szooth male again.
Now I have to be married.
You just hear the fucking testosterone inside the body just power up like fucking He-Man.
Start hearing the Power Rangers theme.
That is how you get. That is how you get another Uth fan.
I believe that honor is Szooth's alone.
Szooth will wave.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, seriously. Like, Tom may be a big slab of fucking man meat, but he has nowhere the sexual competence that Szooth has.
He is. You know what? That's.
Reed just starts laughing uncontrollably, as does Morgan. Cassie will
I'm
just
sorry.
pinch your ear. That's so mean, Ursula.
Oh no! It's 100%
no.
true. I'm
No,
sorry,
it's
actually.
not. It's true. Like, it's not a joke. It's like, he satisfied points at the fucking dragon, satisfied that he has slept with the and satisfied the head mistress of the head
Mithran.
priestess of the Mithran faith in Pergole, and slept with a god and satisfied the god.
Yes, but you don't have to say it out loud.
I feel like you do. I would be singing that from the rooftops like every time. Hello, my name is Nahia. I fucked God.
Well, no, I mean in relation to. Never mind.
Can you compare to that?
Cassie's just gonna reach up and pat Tarn on the shoulder and say, "I think you look like a perfectly capable man."
Well, I didn't say he wasn't. I complimented him, but there's a difference.
You know,
Oh,
I knew it was a common trait among dwarves, but Ursula, I did not know you were so capable of digging a hole.
swish.
What? I can't dig a hole, you know. I'm good with rocks.
Yeah,
And
But unfortunately, thanks to her short stature, everything goes over her head.
All right, now Taranya
oh,
starts
yeah,
laughing
nothing
too.
goes. Come on. Tarn is like 70 feet tall.
Many things simply jump over her head.
I would catch them.
No. There was those monks, though. Remember, in the mansion?
I don't recall.
Yeah, the one that runs on the wall and like lean on each other to not step on the ground.
The De Hague cultists.
Yeah.
But yes, I must make sure that that if anything, I survive long enough so I can retire to being her full-time assistant and husband.
Fair. Very fair.
No doubt that if I do my job well enough, my soul will be reincarnated, and I will be able to have an immortal line of loyal assistants to Safia that will serve for eternity.
Tassie will just pick you up, Szooth, and say, "No, you're going to be reincarnated as a dragon. You'll be glorious."
A dragon? No, nothing so grandeur.
Maybe he'll get reincarnated as a salamander.
What?
There you
It's
go.
like a grade up scheme.
I'm happy to be a kobold. If anything, I think I'm already too lucky as a kobold as it is.
Indeed. You are too lucky to remain as one.
Indeed. Agreed.
You're going to ascend to a higher form.
Szooth has to ascend because his luck stat has increased too much for Kobold.
Mm.
I'm sorry, you can't
What's
live a
this?
life with pathetic groveler anymore with your achievements.
What's this? Szooth is evolving?
But yes, Szooth is satisfied.
So,
Satisfaction.
once the dragon has left the ship and swept back, what do?
We've got some stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have.
I believe we need to have a meeting. We should have a meeting with the Triarchs and warn them about some stuff.
I feel like
Wait,
Purgle
which-
would have already gotten in contact with them.
I'll check in with Franz first, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Franz is
Oh, wait,
technically
Franz-
on your boat. I just moved
yeah.
his token off, but yeah,
Right.
he
Yeah,
is there, and he will happily take care of meeting the Triarchs for you. This
Okay.
is job after all.
I guess so. The
Oh.
whole Amazon's planning on storming the city to capture Johanna, and the the rise of hobgoblin hostility in the
Oh,
area.
whoa, 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 whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa.
What?
Triana's right there. It's not about that. It's
Joanna.
she's gonna get to meet. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Tariana was the one with the plan. Remember?
Taranya
Idea
will
to
take like one step off the gangplank onto the dock, look around the city, and just nod. Consider the city stormed. Just gonna start walking into town.
Oh.
All right,
Oh, she was the
Right.
one who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was supposed to talk with France and Joanna because if we can get Joanna back, convince them to release her, we can
Right.
restabilize the nation of the Amazons.
Right, the
Dismantle the power.
other Amazon groups. Okay, right.
Yeah, the actual. Yeah. Then dismantle the fucking pirate operation and gain something of a more positive ally to this.
Right.
So, and secondly,
anyway, well, I have to go talk to. I have to go see about the Turks anyway myself about some land issues.
gonna have to scoot with Tariana to, and France to guide them.
Meet up with
And
the
before
tower.
we go, I will tell Tarnavak and Sir Reward that there is the like southwest of the Wolves. Then there is still a tavern there that produces proper imperial cuisine. Where I treated Tarnavak before. I think he is looking forward to something other than whatever crap he was fed on the boat for who knows how long.
Yes, that seems like a good idea. We'll take a cautious step off the boat. It seems almost a bit surprised when no one gives him dirty looks for being a hobgoblin. Slowly straighten his back a bit and start walking.
Where are you taking him?
Yeah, he stops after a moment and looks over his shoulder. Are you coming, son?
Aye. You as well, Uthman, if you wish to join us.
Yeah. Kobold will nod as he's drying himself off. Fall in line.
You guys watch out. There are, there's the the Hobgoblin embassy and there are people around, so watch the fuck out.
Alright, that's a point. I should probably go to the Tower of the Magister first.
Do you want me to send you there myself?
If you would be so kind, there's little point in having a disguise there waiting for me if everyone sees me get it.
Yeah, sure. I'll open a maw and send them to the tower.
Just
On the
tell
other
Drew
side
to
of the
just
city.
close his eyes.
Close your eyes and just hope for the best.
Oh, you're sending them as well?
I mean, whoever wants to jump in, you have a minute to assemble. So
He's just gonna stand here waiting for you for 10 fucking minutes while you make your way back.
you can go with them if you want, or maybe.
No, I was asking. I was talking about Sir Drew and like the other Uthman.
I mean, they could go to the tavern and I could just meet them there. I can give them, like, some money to get started.
Yeah. Just drop him like a handful of gold and just go to town.
Yeah. I'll give my father 5 gold to start the night off.
Who's the disguise for? Is it you or your dad? Or your dad?
Me, the one with dragon bits.
Are you sure you also don't want a disguise for your dad, the escaped political prisoner?
Look, I would like one for him, but I only commissioned one hat of disguise.
Well, good luck.
I
with
mean, you
that.
could just have a disguise kit used on him at least.
That or I don't. I mean, I don't rather. I would rather not storm the Imperial Embassy and beat some people up, but that would probably cause an incident. But I'll leave this in your hands.
So
I was-
Tarn's getting teleported to the Tower of the Magister?
Yes, that is going to happen. It's just whether to bring Dad for disguise kitification.
Up to you. I don't think he's been teleported yet, and that looks horrifying, but
Oh, it's fun once you get used to it.
Yeah, I also I do have to wonder, how many. There are going to be a lot of older hobgoblins in Evarra. He's not gonna look that distinct, surely.
it's true.
Maybe
I
get him
think
an
that really
eye
just
patch.
means he'll only need he'll need a light disguise at the very least.
Get him an eye patch, some new clothes.
Eye patch.
Yeah, an eye patch.
You know, because he looks like Putter's Tarnavak.
You could literally just color his hair back the way it was, and before it grayed out.
Ah, yes, perfect. I can just copy Tarn's token.
I mean, yeah, you make fair points. These are things I probably should do. So, yeah,
All right,
let's all get in the teleport circle and just hope that Winter has his face on.
He's an elf
mask
now,
on?
remember?
Yeah, he's literally the only blonde elf in the world. So
Look, if they
I
want,
mean, you can just lie and say he's
Maury.
an Amazon half elf.
Maury.
look, if they
Maury.
didn't want
Yeah.
us, if they didn't want us to pop in, like, so often, they would give us something to tell them to stop, to like warn them with. They haven't given us any kind of like sending stones to warn them ahead of time that I'm going to do this. They've had plenty of opportunity to do it.
Look, Augie doesn't care if people see him without his face on. He'll just kill them afterwards.
Yeah, let's see. Now he has to live with a conscience now that he's not fucking undead.
What do you mean now?
Well, he had a bit of a conscience, the fucking vampire, but even so.
I mean, he's still kind of an asshole, but you can't just
Well, a lot of us
de-asshole
can.
somebody that quickly.
What do you mean? He already had his asshole bleached.
I mean, look, in my opinion, you can always de-asshole him real quick. I got the answer right here. It's called a knife.
Yo.
I feel like that would just expand the hole.
De-asshole, expand the hole. The point
All
is that it's immediate change.
So let's continue on with Tarn Ventures. You and drag Druvard through the teleportation circle. The internal screaming turns into an external ah! He's pulled in here, and you get the big suck into the center of the earth. And then in a flash and rumble of the earth, you appear in the middle of the Tower of the Magisters, where a blonde elf is sitting on his throne. You immediately see that he's reclining back. He's got what looks like a clipboard in one arm, and the other arm has been bandaged up from the tip of his finger up to his elbow, slightly bloodied.
Hmm.
He looks quite perturbed.
I was going to grab my father's shoulders, keep him looking at me. Steady yourself. First time wreaks havoc on the knees. Get used to ground behaving like ground again.
There's a little hyperventilating. He'll slowly put his hands on your shoulders. What the devil was that?
Powers of the earth. She can ask it to swallow you up and spit you someplace else.
You keep telling me she's not a witch.
She has made no bargains with the darkness. This is just what she was born with.
That doesn't make it any more natural. Slowly look up from you as a perfectly normal, nondescript catboy in a cast is sitting on the throne. How do you do, fellow hobgoblins?
Or release my Druvid's shoulder and Father, may I introduce you to our friend Gaius. Gaius, this is Druvid, my father and Colonel in exile of the 32nd Heavy Foot.
Oh, so you're the one we've been getting pieces of in the mail. Take a few steps forward, look the old man over. You've seen better days, but I suppose a friend of Tarnavak's a friend of ours. I'll get you somewhere to stay if you need it. I'll glance at Tarn. It's the way it looks. Your house is pretty full up.
Is it?
He chuckles slightly. Yeah. The Hornetling, crippled Mander, and a bunch of Amazons and a huge snake have taken up residence.
I see. Well, then I suppose she'll have to thank you for the offer, Gaius, but I can put him up in a tavern for winter. Till you are fit enough to work for yourself again.
Do it yourself? Well, give you two a moment. He looks at the old man. Unwind. I'll be upstairs. go up there and you hear some vague commotion. Druid will look at you. A giant snake.
Yes. Strictly speaking, half woman, half giant snake. Well, strictly much more than half snake, but close enough.
Gonna go over there, over the table, and just pick up a big ol' mango. And what's this about 3 Amazons?
That is a fine question. There was one last I checked.
Do I have grandbabies?
Not that I am aware of. I think Amazons. I think they would show long enough that I would have known. They are probably sisters or something.
Take a big bite of the fruit. Look you up and down for a moment. So what was the one Amazon doing? Blink a moment. Wait a minute.
Yes. Step up. Stop. I have, according to the old traditions, I have defeated Siggy Lionfang and taken her to be my wife.
Did you say lion thing?
Indeed. And she put up a fight befitting one of that brood.
Well, at least you claimed her in combat. I'd hate to think a child of mine was playing the woman's part for an Amazon, like some cat boy.
No. I brought her down with honor.
For reasons you can't quite fathom yet, your father looks past you and cranes his head to the side, slowly waves. Turn around, there are 3 very large fawn women peering around the corner of the stairs at the 2 of you.
Could you move Halen? I just need to see the name again. Right, yes. I had forgotten what her cover name was. Ah, Lady Cassera. I am glad to see you well.
And you, Tarnavak. I see you finally recovered your father.
Indeed. Kicking and screaming, as it were.
As a hobgoblin should. Always put up a fight.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
This is a rescue.
You're
Please stop
resisting.
resisting.
Your resistance makes me only harder.
Oh no.
Don't please continue.
Ah, well. It's good to see soldiers of the Empire, much as I remember them. Ah, Tarn. A letter came in for you and Ursula. I believe they bounced off your houses. She will hand you a pair of letters, each with a stamp of the Evarra city government.
Oh, you already defaulted on your taxes, you fucking cheats.
Yeah, indeed. Sarah will chuckle slightly and say, that is, as you might guess, why my beloved husband is walking around with his arm bandaged up. Apparently, despite being heroes of the city and its Lady Magister, we are all expected to pay our fair share for the feeding of the poor and the common defense and whatnot.
Well, I suppose they do say that those who can must pay more.
Yes, specifically a
These-
percentage.
That's going to be complicated to work out.
Yes. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, we can only bury so many tax collectors in the backyard before they come looking.
Aye.
Drubert will chuckle and say, try putting them up on stakes as a warning to the others. He might just do that. Girls, stop staring. Have you never seen an old man before? Go, shoot.
Haha, taxes. That's why I've got my own island. It's like Jersey. This is this is a tax haven.
I mean, you're still going to have to pay taxes on business you do here. But...
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to be paying like import and export. Yes, but at least I won't have to give up like adventurer levels of money on income tax.
Well, hopefully this will be the one and only time I have to. After that, it's the new Imperial Embassy.
Of course.
Yeah, the embassy is tax exempt, obviously.
That's true. I get my slave purchase tax rebate in. That's kind of nice.
You know, it'd be hilarious if they like to try to pull some shit with Ursula.
Yeah, they just charge you more because you look dumb. You figure you won't be able to figure out the paperwork.
Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, except that's the shit she has dealt with for like 40 plus fucking years. Fucking corporate bullshit.
This is where you hold up the paper though and go, listen, if there's anything I have learned in my life, is that you don't have to be smart to have smart friends. I will see you in court, fucko.
So,
Right, she has like all the goddamn knowledge of what businesses underhanding and a massive amount of corporate.
This is true. You
corporate
literally
lingo
have
and-
operated in a business space, not an industrial space, but in a business space for a long time.
Yeah. Just tending to a fucking household. Well, other things happen. It's muscle memory.
so there's something about a disguise here we were going to pick up.
Indeed.
Or did you just want the satyr woman to do your makeup?
No. Oh. She might be able to spring you a little dye, Father.
Ah, good. Finally make a new splash with the ladies.
Ugh, I don't want to think about an old boomer trying to get laid. Over the winter, he's just going to be walking into bars like, have I told you about my son, Tarnavak?
He's the best. He's a dragon. Do you want a dragon son? Then fuck me.
I taught him everything he knows about mustache ride.
Ah, no!
Just-
Ah!
I'll just post this in Sav&D. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just post it in Roll20.
Oh no. Accurate.
Yeah, fair.
Alright, so head upstairs, leave him to chat in the sitting room for a bit, and go up to see Ashka.
Alright. The boomer is left with the demon queen, the vampire lord, and 3 tiefling doggos and goaters. Yeah, you can head on upstairs to Asher's workshop. Oh, there you are. There's a statue of Prisha still standing tall and proud next to the armor stand. Yeah, you find her like just finishing up polishing the old scrying mirror.
Boo.
Ah! Oh. She puts a hand over her chest. That blonde dick had just been telling me how if you look too deep into them, the mirrors can talk. Oh, hi, Tarn.
Oh, I'm. Hello, Ashka. I didn't realize he was setting us up for that. I wouldn't have done if I had.
You hear from downstairs just sort of uproarious laughter. Apparently, when he's not out destroying civilizations, he just likes to be a dick.
That sounds like quite a lot of people.
I just figured a evil out of legends would be, I don't know, menacing more than just an immature ass.
Well,
Maybe he's just a bit
It's-
stunted.
it is a reasonable thought, but then consider when the legend is passed down, the dark deeds will be exaggerated a lot more than the practical jokes.
I suppose. Anyway, right, you're here for the tat, aren't you?
Indeed.
Got that somewhere. Ah, here we go. She will reach up under the helmet here and pull out, looks like a beret, flick it out onto her wrist. There, just leaving it percolating under some other magic. Helps it settle, you know?
I hadn't actually heard that theory, but I suppose that's why you're the artificer and I'm just the scholar.
Indeed. It was always Rigid's theory that magic sets in with other magic. He figured if you left a sword buried in a dragon or a residium mine, it would just turn magic on its own. In this case, I was just hoping to save a few gold, but let's see if it works.
Well, remove crown, apply beret, and attempt to use it.
Alright, what do you wish to become?
A
Old Tarnavak?
yeah. I regular old Tarnavak. No draconic bits.
Alright, So you shrink down, your horns and wings meld into your body. Ashka will watch it happen with a big grin. Oh, it's almost kind of disappointing. You just lost a bunch. Wave a hand over your head. Let's see, is that purely an illusion or is it like an alter self?
Disguise self illusionary.
Yeah, I'm just looking. You can use an action to cast
The
disguise self. Okay.
changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. So
Okay.
yes.
So your perspective is unchanged. When she reaches up, she just like slaps you in the throat. Oops. Right. Okay. Working as intended. Good. I'd be a little worried if it actually physically changed you.
Indeed. That would be impressive, but unfortunate.
Just be careful about handshakes and hugs. Any kind of physical contact will probably give you away.
Well, I shall try to line up my actual hand with the illusory one. But I don't think I can do anything about hugs.
Well, time to become aloof and mysterious.
Speaking of, their lord and ladyship passed the good news to you, or did they save it for me?
Good news?
My father has been liberated from the Empire's clutches. He's downstairs.
Oh, that's great. Wow, is he okay?
He's worse for wear, but still himself. I didn't break him.
Well, she will reach out and put her hands on illusion use like upper arms, but really it's just like your hips. It's good to hear. I'm glad your father's okay. I was worried for you, you know. It's a lot of harm that comes to a person when you lose your parents, especially like that.
What?
So,
Someone else gets to dodge being part of Team Dead Dad Club?
yeah, I know, right? Isn't that great? Well, if that's the case, I will go down to the kitchens and get them to whip up something special. You're staying for a bit, right?
Well, since apparently all of Nahia's followers have decided that to crash in my house,
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, that was my idea, actually. She gestures
It's
at the stairs. The tower's not really, for the wheelchair and...
of course it is all right. I don't mind at all. It was just that well, will mean I'll have to put him up somewhere. So we were going to go and find an inn and get roaringly drunk.
Oh, well. In that case, have fun. And, say hi to the old man for me. I gotta finish up here, I guess, before I'm allowed to wander off to do fun things. We'll glance at the half-polished mirror. Old man really likes that thing for some reason.
Oh, there's a great deal of use in the mirror. But I will stop distracting you. If you want to come and find us after you've done, you are more than welcome.
I just might. Are you gonna be at the Hobgoblin place uptown?
Most like.
All right. Well, we'll see if I can rally up some friends and meet you there.
right. So, when I head back down, how dead is my father?
Let me just roll a thing for him, in fact. Let's see. What kind of an impression does the old man give? Okay, completely average. If he'd rolled particularly high, he might just be RR'd by Winter's Daughters, which would be funny. But alas. No, he is sitting completely on his own and got his hands on his knees watching these 4 large, powerful women and a tiny cat boy with a mix of suspicion and contempt. Quickly stand up and come over as you return downstairs. Sarah will lament and put her hand in her, or rather her chin in her hand. Oh, going so soon. We were just getting to be the best of friends. Ladies, we'll have to pick this up some other time. Let's go, Tarnavak.
It has been a pleasure, Gus, Lady Xera, Kieran, Helen, Hedrah. I hope you will all be well, and I'll see you more over the coming winter.
You too, and don't forget to pat Ursula's fist before she gets that tax bill.
Ah. I hope I hope you managed to fix the wall, Gus.
Yeah. Oh, you make me sad.
I was gonna be like, Wall, you think too highly of me.
Yeah, as you walk down the stairs out over here, you notice that there's like a fist-shaped blood stain on one of the pillars here. It looks like non-vampire August lost that fight.
Damn. Not particularly surprising, but unfortunate.
It's fine. It's just a broken arm.
Don't worry, Mama Nahia come fix. I have to stop by to grab a Nahia's potion when it arrives anyway.
Yeah. So are you gonna swing by your house at all, or are you gonna go straight to Operation and get fucking shit faced?
Probably house first. Should actually introduce him to Siggy.
And
All
see
right.
what the damage is.
In which case, I will have already beaten you to your home.
Well, you probably get there around the same time since Tarn teleported.
Oh, right, yeah, that's a good point.
I
was
guess
gonna walk
we'll
across
just say
town.
you arrive at about the same time.
Yeah. I suppose I did literally stop by to, like, purchase candies.
So yeah, Tarn, Druid arrive just as Nahia's coming up the street with Mori in tow and a bag of sweets. There's the front of your house looks mostly as you remember it, Tarn, except the stairs leading up to the door have been boarded over, a big solid sheet. And also, you have a basement now. You don't remember having more than just a crawl space down there, but there's one of those big, like, cellar doors in the front, and the sign has been pounded into the dirt there with just a picture of a snake on it.
Well, they've really livened the place up.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Nahia. I hear I have a snake now.
It certainly looks like she set up a little den, which is nice. I assume she doesn't want to wait in an unfinished building over the winter.
Aye. It's,
Father goes over to the basement and looks at the door, knocks on it gently. After a moment, the door will open about an inch or so, and the very tip of a snake tail will just snap out and boop him on the nose and then go back in.
Ha! Hello, Alice.
Hello. It is too cold. I'm staying in here all winter.
This is fair. Before we leave again, do remind me so that I can get the planning done on what you would like your home to look.
You hear something murmured from inside that sounds like warm and cozy.
Fair enough. Also, then here, just dig my fist into this basket of sweets and just pour a bunch into the opening. Candies.
Happy snack noise.
we'll, get some more blankets for you tomorrow, alright?
Just stoke the fire.
I wonder if we can pick up prestidigitated duvets. I know I'm probably going to do that for my ship, so that poor Nahia doesn't freeze with me.
Well, I must say I did think that you would have other ways of keeping her warm.
Not all the time, because our child will be there.
Ah,
Sometimes I imagine she will be training and having fun with the salamanders in their village. It should be quite close by to where their works will begin. But such times as she is not, I'm sure she does not want to hear us canoodling.
that makes sense. Indeed. Well, Ashka seems to be relatively free beyond mirror polishing duty.
Maury squints at you. Is that a euphemism?
No.
Oh, good. She's too pure.
She is with the sweetling. Anyway, it is your home. You should open first, so much as I want to dive right in and say hello.
Please. My home is as good as yours.
Well, yours exists, which is its benefit right now.
We'll give a couple of raps on the door and open it.
Wrong map.
You open the door and are immediately greeted with the scent of dragon grass and alcohol. It's spilling out the front door.
So help me if they've
God
gotten my
damn
baby
it.
stoned.
She is
So about that.
I take no responsibility for this.
She is a growing girl, Nahia. She will start to experiment sooner or later, and if she's doing it in the company of responsible adults like Anaya, then that's better than sneaking out to a seedy tavern.
Tarnavak, your naivete continues to amuse me. There is nothing innocent about any of our companions.
Oh, certainly not innocent, but I'm fairly certain Anaya would.
You said responsible, not
Oh,
innocent.
that is true. That is a fair point, yes. Although I feel like for charging quite successfully into the den of danger, they might have given up on that common sense part of the brain that's supposed to stop people from becoming adventurers.
True.
Can we talk as adventurers?
Well, no, I also am morally aware that it's daily danger. Anyway, no, gesture for you to open anyway. I've got the basket of sweets. Go for it.
Alright. Head on in.
Alright, so yeah, you ascend the ramp and go inside, and yeah, the scent of dragon grass is not overwhelming, but it is ever present inside as you find a group of 3 Amazons, one about 2/3 of the way through a pregnancy, and the other 2 very muscular, who are in the middle of arm wrestling. They look up at you, both with doobies in their mouth. Siggy will grin and then use the momentary distraction to just slam the elder of the 2 sisters' wrists into the table and jump up, throw a fist in the air. Yeah, take that! And at the same moment, bounds over, gives you a hug. Didn't expect to see you again, at least not so soon. Thought you'd be doing adventurous stuff for a little bit.
We were.
It's only been a
But,
day or 2. Siggy looks back.
In like 2 weeks.
Oh, fuck.
yeah. You, lost track of time, love.
She grins. So we found some of Szooth's dragongrass seeds. And Nahia found a cantrip that made them grow. And yeah, and then Jalis, while she's speaking, the pregnant Amazon has shifted in the couch to use her body to mostly block a section of the wall that you can see has been repainted. Slightly discolored from the rest, as if new walling has been put in. You can see there are a number of very large plants just growing all over your living room.
Dear God.
Anyway, it's so good to see you. Oh, I love you. Whoa, there are 2 of you. Oh,
Not quite.
there's a tiny
but-
one. Hi, Tiny Tarn.
Question 7. Has Siggy actually seen me with dragon transformations yet?
I think so.
Because
sure
I
she has.
think
No.
I don't think she
No.
has, because like last time we were in Evarra was a setter and I couldn't make it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so no, it's not. There's a tiny one. So she's been talking to your dad, then she looks at you and says, "Whoa, there's a dragon, you too.
I mean,
Holy
I-
shit, this is too
Nice.
strong." Helena, you're the sober one. Get this shit away from Marie. Oh fuck. I think we did something
No,
wrong.
He has the hat of the skies on, remember?
Oh, do you still have that
She
on?
would have noticed when she went into the
Yes.
hug. Actually.
Okay, so yeah, she goes in for the hug, and then yeah, there's this big dragon muscle she's feeling. I'm just like, whoa. Yeah, shit is too strong.
Well, actually, my love, we'll whip the beret off.
Blink.
Huh.
I have claimed the ascension of draconic blood.
Hold that thought, babe. Nahia,
What's up, girl?
lay on hands, please.
Oh, right.
I've made
yeah,
terrible mistakes in my life choices.
That is actually what he really looks like right now. You are, however, completely blazed. Hold still. And I will spend my last 5 lay on hands. Oh god. Glad I hung on to those, huh? There you go.
Okay, she'll shake her head out. Blink. Holy fuck, Tarn. Wait, there's still 2 of you. Wait, you're
Please?
Druvard.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're the first
shit.
one to actually realise.
Oh, I am making a terrible first impression. I am so sorry, Colonel. I'm Siggy Lionfang, and I'm promise I'm not normally this stoned. I'm sure. It's a lovely place you've got here, Tarn.
It's not usually this full of beautiful women.
Is it not?
Normally just for one.
Yeah, we got a few visitors for the winter. This is Anaya, Nahia's fiance, wife to be.
That
That's Verena, and you saw Helena go to Murray's room there. Friends of mine from my adventuring days before Tarn. Also, Helena's very pregnant with Cassidy's offspring. You met Cass, right? Oh.
Cass teleported back to Pagolith before we found my father.
Oh, right. How did that go with the whole rescuing the kids thing?
We have an invitation to a celebratory party in Pagolith.
I'll be damned. We actually did it. And the kids, are they all okay? Everything just worked out fine?
Nahia, you were handling that side of it.
the children are okay. They're being somewhat indoctrinated into the Lananite faith, but at the same time, there are worse faiths, I suppose.
Hey, that's my faith.
I know. That is why I'm saying it with grin.
Hmm.
No, they were doing well. No abuse was done to them personally. Their mother had the worst of it, but they were altogether all rescued and sent to Pergoleth in the company of Cassidy.
That's great. Gosh, I don't know if I actually ever met Lindsay. Maybe just the once, but those
She is-
Suncrusts are real assholes. Can't believe they
she
do
is
that.
very attractive lady, I will admit.
Your
I'll say
wife
this
to
while
be
I'm
will.
playing and I'm like literally playing with that AFNs as I say it.
You jerk! You leave me here for 2 weeks and you come back, and that is what you have to say for yourself. You
No, I
reach up and
care
just
her.
nom your hand. Ha!
Ah, hey, I came with candies and shit tons of lucre. I'm going to have to spend at least half a day liquidating all of it.
I don't care about your lucre and candies. Come down here and give me a hug, big bitch.
Of course.
It's still not
Yeah, well,
fair. You are the big one now. I hate this.
no, it is okay. It is what magic is for.
I'll magic you into a dwarf.
No, just magic you even bigger.
Speaking of even bigger, a fully grown hornet will step out of a bedroom, looking somewhat more clear-headed than the others, as if someone had cast Lesser Restoration very recently on her.
Very
Smooth.
smart.
Mom, you made it back!
That
Yeah.
is right. Hello, my baby.
Buzz over, give you a great big hug.
Of course, biggest of hug. Aw, you were very amazed. You both were.
You too. We were worried sick when we heard. Well, I heard. She glanced at the stoners. From Uncle Gaius that there was some kind of big fight in the water.
Yeah, you'll have to find out what Tarnavak happened to get for Siggy's wedding gift. It's quite the call.
Siggy will turn to you. Oh?
Oh, please. I believe it is best shared with you with like hands over your eyes doing that whole like for show thing.
Aye. You would not believe it unless you saw it.
I feel like we've been up to enough shit that you would believe it, but there's a certain gravitas to be had otherwise. But yes, our combat at sea went particularly well. We made friends with Tunankir, Leviathan, World Eater, or Island Consumer, whatever he's called.
I
There's
always
a whole
thought that
bunch
was
of
just a
sharks.
myth.
Nope, real as day. And not only that, we have found the second dryad to live on the island as well, which is incredibly sweet. Only downside is we're going to need a lot of herbal remedies for allergies because, yeah, well, she's made of Magebane.
God damn it, Nahia, what the fuck? Magebane Dryad?
Yeah, so we climbed inside the stomach of the Great Leviathan. You know, just to do him a favor after some big sharks asked us to help.
Okay. And
How
you
stoned
found...
are you? Are you sober enough for this tale?
I think I am needing to be more stoned.
Aww. But yes, after that, seed was retrieved from inside Cassidy because, of course, it was. And that is another dryad.
So wait, the Dryad made Cassidy pregnant.
Of course. I mean, who else would a dryad make pregnant out of our companions?
You make a good point. Murray just starts giggling.
Yes, also, a number of the salamanders of Tide Scale have moved onto the island and made a nice home of the place. So we'll have neighbors pretty much immediately.
You'll say. When do we get to move onto the island then?
Well, this winter, hopefully. Admittedly, we'll probably be staying on the wave shore while our home is constructed. But there's nothing stopping us from starting straight away.
During the winter? But it's gonna be really cold.
Ah, but you see, I have money, and that is the solution to all of life's problems.
You hear Druvid over Marie's shoulder mumble something about violence and how if that's not solving your problem, you're just not using enough.
Ah, but you forget,
man.
money also buys lots of violence.
But violence can get you a lot of money.
Ah, of course, violence can be exchanged for goods and services too. I will give you that fact.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Everything operates on a bargaining on a bargaining system if you have a big enough sword.
Look, I'm not going to be part of this centrist ideology.
Fuck.
You're either a commie or a capitalist. No in between with this bargaining bullshit.
Sorry, just was not ready for that one.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I intend fully to pick up lots of foods and a whole bunch of magically enchanted fluffy blankets that always stay warm.
We could just stay in the city.
We could. It's true. I'll have to do some moving them between here and there in winter first, but we can certainly
I mean,
rent a
I'm
nice
excited
place.
to stay on the island and all. It's just
Not in
really,
winter.
really cold.
Okay, baby.
It's already way too cold in the town.
All right. Well, how about we pick out the fanciest of the inns and stay there for winter?
I mean, I guess, sure.
Come on now, I'm sure you don't want to be inside this home whilst Tarnavak and Sigyn getting reacquainted.
You should just move into Ursula's house.
I mean, you make a fair point.
This is also true. We could also stay with Ursula instead. Either is fine. But also
mean-
at the same time, I'm sure you don't want to hear me and Nahia getting reacquainted again.
I should just find Cass and see if he'll sponsor me my own merchant house.
Well, funny you say that. I happen to have all of this money that I've been saving. I think every adventure, and you're looking like a very grown girl right about now.
I have
Well,
gotten like 3 inches taller.
Indeed. And considering the very first thing you said is that you wanted to suddenly invest a bunch of money, well, there happens to be 300 gold in your name.
What?
Hmm?
That's a
Do with
lot
what you
of
wish.
money, Ma.
It is. There's a lot of money.
Is that okay? It's looking at Anaya now. I'll just nod. It is okay, sweetie. It is not his to do with what she wishes, and if she wishes to give it to you, then that is all the better.
The money has been saved for you since you were just little ego.
Oh. She will start tearing up a little bit.
No, big ol' hugs.
So you start hugging Marie, and Druid will inch over towards Tarn, looking at all this, and say, "So is it normally like this? The emotional ups and downs?"
Mm, Downs?
I mean, she made the girl cry.
Oh, I think that's just puberty. They aren't usually a lot more ups.
Don't mind whatever Mr. Druvert says, Marie. He is a boomer.
I don't know what that is, but he seems nice. I like Tarn. Old man
Mrs.
Tarn is probably nice too.
Yes, he is very nice. Very polite.
She'll
Otherwise, you'd have to be afraid of witches' curses.
Druid squints at you.
I am smirking.
Yeah, Marie will go over and introduce herself as Paladin, which seems to put him at ease for the moment. He'll actually shake her hand this time. And yeah, Nahia will suggest that you, her, and Marie go out on the town for a bit to get reacquainted while Siggy and the Tarns go do their thing at the ship.
Indeed. I have a nice little surprise for you two as well. That's not the result of throwing around a bunch of money.
Oh, is it surprises for everyone?
Of course, of course. We have ourselves a lovely dinner in Pergolith. And for you, dear Naya, I believe that waiting for you at the tower is a potion. At least it will last you the winter, before we grab your ring of regeneration.
Oh, yes, that's right. Time had gotten past me. I meant to go
In
pick that
space,
up.
I'm aware.
Look, the dragon grass makes it all feel better, okay? Don't judge.
Of course. I don't judge, really. I'm a drunk after all.
No, you are not. You're just a social drinker.
Of course, but I would like to be socially on my ass.
Yes, well, come on. Let's go over to the tower and pick up thing.
Indeed. Hooba. Oh no. He's a Hooba.
Oh no.
Old hobgoblins.
All right. So while the reunion crew is doing their thing, suppose we will pick up over in the government section of town. As Ursula, Hashat, Hala, Taranya, Uth, and Hassie are making their way downtown. Szooth, did you want to go with them, or are you just kind of chilling by yourself on the ship?
I'm just kind of just chilling. I figure I'm gonna be off the ship, but you know.
All right, just kind of chilling in town. I get you.
Well, Francis with us because he can't really. He's sort of needed for this as well because Taranya was supposed to meet Tom.
Yeah, he's with you guys.
He's one of the reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, Szooth and Uthven should definitely go to like some open air bar and get shit faced and smoke too much bush.
Feel like that's how you start a citywide party.
Well,
That just sounds like a
Hobgoblin
good
place
thing.
yeah, we were supposed to go to the Hobgoblin place and get food, get going. Okay.
So you can arrive at the government building after a few minutes walk. It's still the same big, towering, marble pillared structure. The grass is fully regrown over the courtyard where your big fight against the blob worms took place. Little evidence of the tragedy remains, except for a small little monument in one of the gardens to the fallen. A few trade guard, however, will give you guys familiar nods as you ascend the steps towards the central building. There seem to be quite a few more guards here than you remember, even from the
wonder if
last
I found
time
a
you
cool
were here.
dragon.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
and also
dragon
the
in town. It's a little bit of a concerning being done to these folks. Yes, you will arrive at the government building. You are shown in. Franz will ask around and find that the Triarchs are in meeting with a dragon. What would you like to do?
Hopefully,
I suppose she came
Well,
out when it was when
currently-
they were on break or something.
You can always say that you're that dragon's friend. It's cool. Wandering in just to observe.
how to crash a meeting. Observe. Hey, Sapia. No. No, but in the meantime, while they're doing that, it's like, well, we passed various on the way there. Just mention a few of the things that we've done, a little things for the city. Sad about the whole thing there. That's followed by a fucking massive abomination, slime, worm. Yeah. But
Taranya
So-
will follow along. And when you mention giant worms, Ayla will turn to Shot and start speaking Draconic and kind of curse at herself, then back in her Arun and say, "So you are fighting giant worms too?"
Yeah, the ones that attacked the ones that attacked during the coronation.
Ah, good. I am feeling just right at home now. Where are giant worms living? I want to show you how I fight one.
Well, we exterminated all the ones that were under the city. Killed them to the last.
Exterminate? No. Are always coming back, bigger and stronger than before. It is challenge for future generations.
well, these things don't. Well, these things were like if they kill you, they make a zombie out of you.
What is zombie?
Undead.
What is undead?
Walking skeleton. Or, dead person walking again.
She gasps when you say walking skeleton, and she will lean in and whisper, I am walking skeleton too.
With very attractive meat armor.
Oh no, she realizes that there's a skeleton man in her.
No, the thing is that she understands now that she is a active blob of flesh and protein in a fucking bone endoskeleton with some flesh exoskeleton. Duh. Exoskeleton, so endoskeleton armor there.
Imagine someone who has died, and then their body gets back up, but what the person they were is gone, and all that's left is a a corpse that wants to just eat everyone or everything around them, or attack
and kill.
anything, eat and kill everything. They're not good. They're gross. They're disgusting. And
That is bedtime story. You are pulling my tail.
Just, I just, Taranya,
I wish.
Cassie, Uthran. We all know about this. We all know about undeads.
They all nod slowly. We'll look around. Corpses cannot be into walking. Corpses freeze solid and then you burn them. Or put into water. This does not make sense.
Well, hopefully you won't have to see them. But if you
No, she
do,
wasn't in the. She wasn't in the Palace of Bones, correct?
who?
Hela.
Halo was not with us. No.
Okay, good. Just trying to remember.
So
Yeah, we went to
before,
Dust.
since we're waiting, can
Can't
I?
see if Joanna's here.
What? Well, yeah. I mean, you can deal with. You guys can do that, I guess. I need to look for something while I'm here.
Oh yeah, France. The voting thing.
Huh?
Madison, yeah, we're supposed to vote for the triarchs. I sent in my note. Do you know if it actually where we need to go to get that? If it's, they said to just write in, send it in. Do you know if you can check if it came?
Yeah, there should be an office, but you can't just write it on a piece of paper. There's a slit they make you fill out, right?
Yeah, I know. I got it. It was in the mail.
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure, because there's stories about people hearing, you can just mail it in and then doing stupid things with that. It's a whole thing. Yes, let's go make sure you got counted. So he will pick up, take you down to an office like 3 doors down, talk to a secretary. Well, the secretary will ask you to identify yourself and give your address.
I can't really say house right next to Tarnavak, but it's Ursula and insert address.
Yeah, as long as you actually do remember your address. But I assume Ursula probably does. You're not that dumb.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't given an address name.
No,
by
you weren't.
so.
It's fine. So yeah, you can recite your name and address and look it up. Yes, here we go. A voting card has been recorded. Anything else I can do for you today?
When is tax season?
And taxes are due at the first of the year.
Okay. Wait. At the start of the year, or like the first of the year of what?
The first day of the year, the previous year's taxes are
Okay.
due.
Very well.
So January 1st, at noon specifically.
Okay, good to know.
Have a pleasant day. And do watch out for the
Yeah.
dragon. I don't want to be stepped on.
Oh no, she's a friend of mine.
He will nod sagely. Of course, of course. So, as you're saying that and leaving, the doors to the inner chamber will open and a flood of scribes and merchants will pour out of the central chamber. And after them will come about 20 or so kobolds, who are immediately followed by her Grand Majesty Sathia.
Oh, you brought quite the retinue.
Yeah, she's put on a big old cape and some big boots and a dress. Looks like a proper queen almost. And the kobolds will bound past you. You recognize a couple who wave at you. Sathia will.
Swag the back. Hopefully, the secretary can fucking see this.
Hopefully one of the kobolds there is the one that you tried teaching economics to.
Yeah, Heisen is in there somewhere, absolutely. Speaking of
no,
people who are not here, is Uthvan. See you later, nerds. Disappeared into the vents.
You can be surprisingly stealthy when he wants to be.
He can be,
Well, he
except,
fits in any square.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the clap of my ass keeps alerting the guards.
He's dummy thick.
I'm dummy cubicle.
Yeah, don't you see? That's perfect. The vents are fucking square holes. He would just meld into it. Just slide in.
No
He's
air
perfect
can get past
filtering.
him.
I'm now reminded of just cats fitted into stuff that they aren't supposed to.
That's an oxymoron. Cats are supposed to fit in anything. Just
Yeah,
pour them
but
into
that's a
things like a
great
liquid.
thing. Cats are liquids. He is literally just a cat version, a kobold cat version for square holes. So he just fits in any square hole. Just perfectly.
Oh, don't worry. Uthman does fit in any hole. Anyway.
Just not very far into them because he's a tuna can.
Bitches love the chicken of the sea. Anyway.
Chicken at the sea.
Sathia will, she'll follow the kobolds out and give you all another smile. Well, I didn't expect to see you all again so soon. Hello. Unfortunately, I can't stay to chat this time. Duty calls. She will look amongst you as if searching for somebody, and then give a little wistful sigh, and then head on out.
Very well. Take care.
Yeah, the triarchs will appear out from behind her after a few moments, along with their various secretaries. Friends will glance at the lot of you. So, this is your chance to do whatever.
Out of character. Okay. We were. Hashat was supposed to talk to them about land.
I have
I was-
talked about some land rights.
I was
Right.
supposed to introduce Tirania with France to Joanna for the sake of, Evarra and stability for, the Amazons.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Joanna doesn't appear to be with the triarchs themselves.
Mm.
So, yeah, Franz will look around and say, well, let's go find, Johanna. I'm sure she's somewhere upstairs then. Good luck, Hashat.
Oh boy.
To join Ursula in Operation Not How to Deal with This Bullshit.
Not have to deal with this bullshit yet.
So the triarchs are leaving the meeting room. If you
Who's the one who has to deal? Which one should I? Which one's the one I need to deal with for like land, for like like trade stuff and
All
property?
uh, for trade stuff, Berkant, he is the leader of the merchants. Arvard is the basically security chief, and Sumaya is the religious head.
Berkant, then I guess would be the most.
Security. Security is also based on protection of land and land information.
Would it?
Yeah. Because if you have access with the land for for Evarra, they have patrols. Remember, if you pay your taxes as well, they will actually patrol, which is security, which is you have to deal with Arvik.
Right. I guess I'll shout and try to get Arvard and Berkant's attention while they're leaving.
It's not hard. You can just call his name. He'll perk up, excuse himself from the other clerks. Ah, Lady Hashat. Looking radiant today, as always.
Well, thanks.
And your followers, too. He will give Tassie and Halo both a kiss on the fingers. What can I do for you today?
Oh no, there's some very musky fingers.
Well, I was going to inform you both that starting in the new year, I'm going to be pushing and making moves to resettle the area around Igniferus.
Igniferus. That's the old mine north of Sagani, yes?
Yeah.
Ah, good. I suspect you'll want to bring dwarves in to reopen the mines. I hear the old coal
Eventually.
fire's finally been put out.
Yes, when we dealt with the issue of the creatures that were coming out of the mountains, the fires died down with them.
Good, good.
Once the mine is reopened, coal can start flowing from the mountain again.
Well, a number of very cold people down here in the city would be happy to hear that. It's awful expensive to import the stuff all the way from Neverak in the north. No good roads up there. Has to come by boat. Nasty stuff. So, is there anything in particular you need from the Triarchs, then?
Well, I'm going to be doing a bit more than just trying to resettle Igniferus, since it's mostly ruins. It needs a lot of cleaning up, and I was going to, well, look into settling people around its more outlying areas, including Sakani, and helping to pay for its reconstruction after the incidents. And I would like for those areas to be under my control as well, since I'm going to be putting forth so much gold into reconstruction.
I see what you're saying, but land doesn't come for free, Lady Hashat. You may be a freeholder now, but you have not had a chance to prove that you deserve more than you've been given. We need to see results from the land you've been granted before we can just give you more. Unless that is you want to grease the wheels of democracy, as it were.
Uh-huh. Something could be worked out, I'm sure.
Marvelous. Well, I can always have my secretary draft up a purchase agreement for more land. There's, after all, quite a bit of unused farmland around Sakani. I don't imagine many of the planters have wanted to go back up there.
As far as I know, many of them have taken up around the Temple of Mithras and have settled in around what is New Kadar.
Yes, so. And if they continue to leave their lands abandoned, they will, of course, default back to Evarra, so it should be easy enough to take care of.
That would be very good. I would like to arrange something with your secretary if that's possible.
Perfect, perfect. I'll have her send you a note. Are you still residing at the Magister's Tower, or?
That is a good enough place to send any mail to me for now. Yes.
Good. I'll have that drafted up once we're done dealing with the dragon.
I think you're going to be a bit busy. We have some other business that's important.
Oh. Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Perhaps this is definitely something we shouldn't talk about in the hallway. As it could concern the security of Evarra itself and its territories.
All right, then. Should I grab the other two?
That would be for the best, and we'll need Franz Calliston to be here with us. He's gone to go get one other.
Oh, I did think I just saw him running off, but all right.
Yeah, he's gone to go get somebody important.
All right. Well, I didn't need my lunch break anyway. I'll see you and your friends in the meeting room then.
Surely this is where you just like flip someone 5-0 and be like, go get pizza to the meeting room, will you?
Yes, I'll go run down some a couple of aides, and tell them to go get something to be brought in.
Kina, with
What?
your fucking arm reach, you can literally just grab whatever motherfucker from like 15 feet away, just pull them in.
Yeah, I will
Give me
Pull the muscles
pizza.
out.
I
I
will get some
require
people to acquire some food for the meeting.
All right. Yeah, you can go send a couple of aides on a pizza run. So while you're getting that set up, we'll cut away to the balcony overlooking the courtyard, where Lady Johanna is standing, watching the crowds come and go outside. She probably saw you all entering the building, and indeed, as you come up, she turns and smiles at Franz as that dainty little lady's walk over and puts her hands on his. It's good to see you, Franz, and... Sorry, miss, you look familiar to me. Have we met? Tanya coughs slightly. You can see a slight darkening on her cheeks. We have, girl. And it's been many long years since. Do you have a minute to talk? I think that would be good. Don't you, Ursula?
Yeah. We're gonna make this introduction very, very simple. Joanna, meet Taranya. Taranya, Joanna. Joanna, this is Taranya the Red, the 7-day warrior.
Oh, I'm sorry, that name doesn't ring a bell.
It will.
She glances at you helplessly.
Well, she's known as, that because, she fought non-stop for 7 days, holding back, and single-handedly holding back a tide of invaders. I know. I witnessed it.
I'm Sure, I just, invading who? I really am lost, ma'am. I'm very sorry. Tanya will awkwardly
She
scratch
was.
the back of her head.
She was your caretaker when you were. Ursula started with a small baby size and then just had to change it because Joanna was a big baby.
Princess will blink. You were. Oh my. Ah, that would be why you seem familiar. I was only a babe. I'm sorry. You understand how memories are at that age. Well, I'm pleased to see that you're alive. Father always said, that is, Triarch Arvid, always said that none of my bodyguards had lived through that battle.
Just snorts really fucking loud.
Daniel put a hand up. It's all right, Ursula. I was knocked into the sea. Seeming dead was beneficial in the long run. No, not all of your guards died. Though there are times I wish I had, rather than live with the shame of such a terrible defeat. She will slowly take a knee down in front of Johanna and say, I'm sorry, Princess. I failed you. Johanna flusters for a moment, then puts her hands down on Tanya's shoulders. No, it's okay. You didn't. Really, there's nothing you could have done. I can't even imagine what would have happened if you had. I'm I've not been abused or anything here. I feel like home. It's all right, really. Franz will cut you a look, Ursula, like, see, she's fine.
You
Taranya
just
will,
look at him, be like, just make the motion of give it time.
Taranya will let herself be helped back up to her feet and say, well, Princess, I am here to take you back to your homeland. The Triblins are falling apart. They need their rightful queen. Rightful queen? Madam, I'm sorry, I'm no queen material. Even if I were, the Triarchs would not let me leave. If they did, there'd be nothing stopping the Triblins from going back to their old ways. I'd rather be a hostage
Yes, there
than be
will.
party to so much bloodshed. To more people
There
lost
would
like
be
your
something
crew.
stopping you.
I already am,
They care
Ursula.
about. No, no, you're not. Right now, no. They're tearing themselves apart because you are not on the throne. There are pirates because you are not on the throne. There is
Yeah.
more blood being spilled because you are not on the throne. And if you're not on the throne, they will become so desperate that they will launch an all-out attack to try and get you back.
I don't think that's true. My sister is queen now, and she can't be doing that bad of a job, and if she
No,
were, why would they
she's
want
not
me back?
you. She's not you.
Who do you think I am? Just a few months
The
ago, you were
first.
bitching me out for being a scrawny little shit. Now you
Yeah, I
want me to
didn't
be
remember
queen
who
of the
you were.
Amazons?
Yeah, I didn't know who you were. That was the thing.
Then, precisely, none of them know who I am either. They haven't
Yeah,
seen me since I
but
was a
they know
baby,
what
if
you are.
ever.
Yes, but that's the thing. They know who you are. They know what you are. You are the firstborn, the rightful ruler. That's it.
Yes, and you could find any Amazon my age and pass her off
No,
for me and probably be better off.
no. She wouldn't have your sense of you because you're actually very smart. You're very, from what I've seen, has a good heart, care for people, and knows what it means when people have it bad. Do you know how, with that knowledge, you also got, they taught you stuff here and how things work. So you could take knowledge from here that you were taught how to do things, use it there, and stop the whole bloodshed.
So I don't know if this woman's blown smoke up your ass or you're trying to blow it up mine, but I think you're gravely mistaken about how this would go. And it's all irrelevant anyway. The Triarchs aren't going to just let me leave.
Unless it, would be benefit Evarra, which is it would benefit a lot of people who are, dying and being desperate.
Frankly, I think an Amazonian civil war would probably be greatly to Evarra's benefit.
Until they kill your sister and go for to get you back.
Why would they try and get me back at that point?
Because she isn't, because your sister that's on the throne isn't you.
Yes, but if they're going to kill my sister, why would they care about me at all?
Because you're not her.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does.
It really doesn't.
If you have a picture that is made of, say, gold, and you cut a piece out and replace it with copper or a piece of iron, you see where the hole is. You see what is missing.
Yes, but... Could you go find Nahia or Tarnavak or something? I think I need help parsing this.
Well, that's good. I was just going to send a runner to Sendi's runner to go get those people.
Yeah. Sure, can't do that. Hey, Cass, do you still have that scroll of sending?
Yeah, I also have a silver to just go send a runner.
That is true.
Yeah.
I would be so
There's a-
fucking pissed if I received a sending from someone just burning all that money to say come here.
Not just come here,
Yeah,
but come
just
here from
okay.
across town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Tell you what,
just
let's table this for now and go have a nice cup of tea and some pie or something. Maybe we can work out exactly, Taranya, maybe you could tell us the story of something exciting and Amazonian. Yes. Taranya shakes her head and laughs. I've got a lot of stories, boy. But sure, I can keep you entertained till your friends get here. By the sounds of it, your overgrown horse was looking to start a fuss anyway.
more move, you know.
Tell that to her
Little,
tail.
little talk.
Also her ears.
Well, that's well, and the horns, and the moo, and the milk.
She's a moo horse. A morse. We've cracked the code.
Wait, does that mean if she regrets things, she's a remorse?
Ah. Alright. So, yeah, I guess, the Tarn, Druvard, Nahia, Mori, Anaya, Siggy, Murray conglomerate, as you're making your way towards the docks, you are intercepted by a runner from the government building. I'll say that your presence has been cordially requested at your earliest convenience.
Oh? By whom?
Lord Franz Calliston, ambassador of Aruna.
Very well. I suppose that we ought to do that first.
See, we'll do a big pout. The suspense is killing me.
I'm back. With Drinky.
You've been fetched by a runner.
Oh, what is so necessary that I cannot finally sit down with my family?
Sorry, milady. Lord Franz Calliston, ambassador of Aruna, requests your presence at the government building at earliest convenience.
Blast. Alright then. I will lower Anaya down into a wheelie chair. You'll just have to surprise me by dancing a jig when I return.
Return? Well, don't you even dare think about leaving me here. I need to go chew that little bastard out.
Oh, well, okay then. Government building, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, here. I'll tip him an extra silver. If you could make sure that a bottle of vodka is brought to this meeting, that would be appreciated.
Of course, ma'am. Right away.
If it's possible, on the way there, I would just like to drop Druvard off at a tailor with like 2 gold to get him not like new clothes.
Yeah, that works just fine. He
Are
will.
you gonna get him the eye patch?
I'll leave it up to him as to whether he gets an eye patch or not, but
Good to leave it to Sav to doodle in an eye patch now.
Oh man, I gotta admit there was a non-zero consideration of putting an eye patch on this token the first time, so
Well, consideration rescinded. I patch it up. You know you want to.
all right. He says he will meet you at that Hobgoblin tavern. Surely he can find his way there on his own.
sure. And yeah, I had was gonna give him like 5 gold to get started for first time, so I'll just mark that off.
All right, sounds good. All right. So as soon as he's gone, Siggy will, give him a wave goodbye and say, "Your father seems nice." In a very strict, sort of stick up his ass kind of way. Reminds me of you when we first met.
Hi. He is a man of honor, even if that does mean he's very set in his ways.
Well, if he's half as brilliant as you are, I'm sure he'll come around to things.
It was his teachings that first set me on the path I am now. I hope he can see the right of it in the end.
And if not, I guess I'll get to spend the rest of my beauty years teasing him about having an Amazon daughter-in-law. Oh well.
Indeed.
So, are you sure we can't stop and find this present? Dying of curiosity here.
We ought not keep Franz waiting. Whatever this was, it's clearly actually important somehow.
Ah, Franz, least interesting of the Callistons. I suppose he must have something useful to say for once. Oh, that's unkind. He does a good job. Poor boy. Shame he's not half as rambunctious as his sister, though. Now that's a party girl.
As much as Cass?
Well, not in the same way. She's more of a go out and fight a bunch of people and come back bloodied and bruised and not sure of how much of it's yours or not. More my kind of girl.
Ah, not the... Well, I suppose they do both tend to come back covered in fluids.
No, Vicky's not that kind of girl. Honestly, I'm not sure she's ever gotten laid. Too fighty. Needs to actually lose once or twice before she gets tamed by a good man. She'll give you a little wink and a nudge.
Don't go putting ideas in my head.
Oh no. How terrible that would be. Maybe I ought to introduce you.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah. Then within the hour, everyone has regained the government building. Franz and Co. have had a nice bit of pie and tea. Hashat has gotten some pizzas brought up from town, or the equivalent thereof. Some takeout food for the Triarchs in the meeting hall. Sathya has wandered off to sun herself on the deck of a ship, probably squeezing the life out of Szooth, as you do. So yeah, we can all put, I guess, do we want to separate Johanna's meeting the party out first, or just pile everyone into one big meeting room?
It's up to you guys. Might
Well,
be easier to see them fast and figure out what Johanna actually wants before you try and start this bigger meeting.
Yeah, probably a good idea to not, pressure her with the presence of the Triarchs.
Yeah.
So Hashat will have to cover for a little while longer talking land politique with the Triarchs as the rest of you meet Johanna up on the second floor with a big bunch of pie and vodka.
Well, at least we're being greeted with the appropriate recompense. Come now, for what reason have you interrupted family time?
My
um,
inability to properly convey my ideas and the situation.
Fair enough. I'm not misremembering, am I, that Nahia was also part of those early conversations Ursula had for this exact reason, right?
You're
Yeah, I was pretty sure I was present. Of course, in regards to Joanna's fate and choice.
yeah, and yes, and the situation, how it is.
Fair enough. Let us begin this conversation / meeting the proper way then. And I'm going to pluck up the vodka bottle and pour a big measure for myself, and another for Anaya, and another for Joanna, and another for Tara. I just keep fucking pouring measures and sliding
And a
shots
second one
around.
for Nahia.
Yeah, and then by the time it reaches Anaya again, I've been pouring, so I've been able to have my first shot. I refill hers, then the bottle's gone. Oh no. Okay. Much better. So, as far as I am aware, the Amazonian tribe lands are tearing themselves apart. They do not agree with the rule of your other sister. I do not remember if they are younger or older, but since their legitimacy is less than considerable, she's being used as an excuse for the tribe lands to fall apart. She has not managed to keep them together in the early days, and their splintering has only redoubled on itself over and over again. I believe Tarania's belief is that you can assuage this crumbling or perhaps even bring the people together by giving them what they think they want. Whether you're the right person for the job or not is ultimately not anyone's decision, but your own. But I believe that the further they splinter, the more your sister is at the risk of becoming, well, displaced. And then your people will make a desperate attempt upon Evarra in order to claim you back, even though they don't know whether they need you or not. They're looking for any excuse, they're looking for any hope. I think in this situation you represent hope more than actual skill for the role. But that is not to say that that is wrong or bad.
why do
And
you
like,
think they're going to try and take me back? They haven't
uh,
for 20 years. They
that
don't
is because
care
they've had
about
a
me.
very long time to fall apart, and now they're looking for any hope or reason, so far as I'm aware.
They can't really just believe I'll come home and solve all their problems.
By divine law, you would be their rightful ruler. And in times of desperation, it is only natural to look for anything you might have done wrong, anything you might displease the gods, and having your sister upon the throne instead of you, that would be something that they could believe has caused all their ills.
It is more perception than fact. You haven't been training to be a queen. Your sister probably is technically better at the job, but she has none of the people's trust. And because no one will listen to her, there's no way to repair that fracture anymore. They might well listen to you. Just because they desperately need someone to believe in, something to give them a chance. I hope that makes sense at all, but again, at the same time, there isn't a single soul here.
It does make sense. I just struggle to think why people are that blind and foolish.
Have you read history books, my dear Joanna?
I have, but normally
Think about...
these sorts of things are resolved by adventuring heroes coming in. Oh shit.
Ha 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 ha.
Hi.
Ha 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 ha. Hi.
She puts her face in her hands.
I'm sorry
Listen,
there.
I'm not. I don't want to come off as seeming like a coward. Believe me, there's been a long time in my life before I accepted that I wasn't going back to the Tribelands. Now that I have, Evarra's been my home as long as I can remember. I'm not
If
sure
it's
what kind of Amazon queen I would be. I mean, just look at me. I'm half Taranya's size. She's old.
understandable, and if it's all the same to you, I would be telling them all to go and fuck themselves. They're falling apart anyway. The reality is they need someone or something.
Does it really matter who you send? Why don't you just pretend Siggy's me? I'll never know the difference.
No.
And she's a
Well,
lion fang. This is twice the leader
doing
I'll
it
ever
all
be.
by that is entirely possible, but also at the same time, you and not building a nation on a lie is not. It's not long term. It's not a way to live.
I don't know. It seems to work
And
pretty well for the
you want to
Empire.
say,
Oh, come on, that
okay.
place is always in
Ooh.
some kind of death spiral.
It's
Oh,
been
pat
around.
on the back.
Joanna,
Well, Karun is not the one that conquered most of it. I'm just saying.
okay, I will say this to Joanna. Okay, Tranya, what was your plan before you met me?
I was going to just get a bunch of warriors, sneak into the wherever they were keeping you, and beat the guards unconscious and kidnap you. Your cooperation was not necessarily part of the plan, but appreciated. General just
There at that
look
point.
askance.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad we avoided that plan.
Yeah.
Indeed, and by all accounts, I think you would assume Taranya to be a rather sensible person.
No?
Well, no, if before you'd heard her crazy plan, she came across as totally normal citizen of Amazonian tribe lands, if very jacked.
Sure, okay.
Well, now imagine an entire nation of people who entirely are in support of this idea because they're desperate.
I understand what you're saying. It's a little much all at once, don't you think?
Yeah, of course.
She'll
Yeah.
look at Franz
But
and take one of his little kitty boy hands. I don't want to leave behind everything I have here and just to go inherit a kingdom that's falling apart. He probably doesn't really want me anyway.
It's entirely
here's
possible they're looking just for an answer. I'm
Or a
sorry,
here's the
scapegoat.
thing,
Ursula.
though.
Yeah, indeed. I'm sorry, Ursula Taranya. I know that you brought me here to help persuade her,
I
maybe.
know.
but
Here's the
Don't
thing.
worry, kidnapping her's still on the table.
It is so not.
No, just pinches the bridge of a nose, he rubs at the bit. We all know how diplomats and even royalty moves about. And you like France. You like France a lot. France likes you a lot. So, not only would you have that, you would have to if you take care of the country, you would have to do diplomatic travel. And you would have to have somebody with you. Will Smith presente France?
It's not ideal, but
You won't be alone. You will have someone who knows you and you know them. Because you trust each other.
it's not the point. Never mind. Does my opinion here even matter? Apparently, I'm either going to get
Yes.
kidnapped or dragged along with us anyway.
You super aren't getting kidnapped, and to be perfectly honest, although I've explained the reasoning, I don't think you should go. I'm sorry, you are in fact correct that you would be brought over to be the salve to a dying nation. But a way does need to be figured out to stop this coming into a conflict. Because as far as Taranya is concerned, that is an inevitability and unpreventable by logic.
Joanna will just nod. See, the Salamander knows what she's talking about. If I go over there and just declare myself queen, it's all just going to fall apart around me, and then I'll die for it. Or worse, my sister will die for me, and then the whole thing turns into a civil war, and what have we gained? Nothing. We need a leader over there. If it's not my sister, then it's certainly not me.
I personally am a big fan of Queen Siggy of the Lion Fangs.
Yeah, but from I see it is that say it. You would bring a lot of things that they don't think about or know about.
Sure, but would they care?
Yes,
I mean,
you're literally the first.
there are lots of Amazons who've traveled abroad and learned things.
Yeah, but are they ruler? No. Do they have a position like a ruler? No.
That might tell you a little something about what the Amazons value out of a leader.
Indeed. I have a suggestion.
Okay.
I will be shocked if it is the same as my idea, but I'm interested in hearing where this goes.
Well, you say your people need a leader, and I would agree with that. One who knows them, who has been with them, but is still willing to look outside, who has been willing to look for their rightful queen. One who could step into her place. One who has proven herself by leading the plot to rescue you. I'm just going to look at Taranya.
Taranya just laughs. Son, I'm almost 70. If you put me on the throne, I'll last a couple of years and then croak off on my own. That doesn't solve much.
It solves enough. You have the strength, even in your twilight years, to make the difference they need to transition to a new way. You can set them to walk the path to fixing the Triblunts, even if you can't be there to guide them all the way. You'll live long enough to see that someone could make themselves ready to step into your shoes afterwards. Whether that is Johanna, your sister, or someone else entirely.
That was very close to my idea. With one small difference, and surprisingly, I think mine might be a little bit more chaotic, all things considered. Going back with your potential heir of choice, and said it yourself, tribe lands are fractured, weaker, eating themselves apart. I say reconquer them with your new heir, whatever bands you bring together. Grant the tribe lands a hard reset. Anything else feels like it would just be seen as cowardice or excuses, and then you'll fall apart again, and again, and again. And I think that although it risks bloodshed in the early days, it would be a very, very quick process that would stop any further afterwards, and the strife, so to speak. Gods only know how many fucking unemployed pirates would like to be a part of something again out there, or just Amazons in general who would support your decision, or mercenaries who would like to return to the mainland. Easily more than enough to re-establish a new leader.
Yeah, they get out of there because of the multi-year drought, lack of water.
So the drought is done, but there's no home for them because it is fractured shithole.
Franz just blinks. You're suggesting war.
I'm suggesting she start up a civil war with all the outcasts. I don't think Evarra should get involved at all. I think that's insane. But I'm saying if she's gone to all of this trouble, she should find the new heir, return, and take the place in one sweep. Hard reset. Suppose technically it would be a coup. So I suppose the only fair deal would, of course, to get Joanna's sister out of the island. Maybe bring her to Evarra too.
Taranya's just gonna put her hands up and say, listen, I swore a blood oath to that house, our throne. I can't be part of that. I spent most of my twilight years trying to make up for one failure to protect them. You can't seriously expect me to go along with starting a civil war on purpose. It's the whole point of...
When the alternative is failing them again? Yes, we can. This is
Yeah, but
the only way.
Your mission is a suicide
when the other-
mission. And the very boring Twilight years. I think Lenin would be glad to meet
Another-
you if you came at the end successful after battle, rather than miserable for sticking someone you have doomed on the throne.
I think someone could probably throw a persuade at Taranya to try and convince her to go against her blood oath to Johanna's house.
I know somebody can spend a hit die to get advantage on your stuff. but
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna just do that.
I mean, I feel like you would be assisted anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you already have advantage for
Yeah.
sure from...
Alright, fingers crossed, everybody. 19.
Pretty good.
Go on, how wise are you, Barbarian?
Alright. I'll give a counter roll here.
She has been desperate to hear these words her entire life.
I mean, pretty much, she's desperate for a solution. So Taranya will shake her head in half disbelief. Turn to Johanna and say, "Well, Princess, it's your choice in the end, I suppose. I came here to bring back the woman who would rule the tribelands, the heir to House of Morna. If that's not you, then we need something to keep this land falling apart. If you release me from my blood oath, as only you can, then..." Johanna's just gonna put her hands on the table, lower her head. No! Are you mad? It's a civil war. How many people will
Johanna.
die?
It is going to happen if you do. If you don't. And it will be all the worse. Because the leader of the rebels will not be someone as experienced or as strong, nor with the loyalty and love she feels to your family, your sister. She is going to lose her throne regardless. You just have the choice of whether it will be Taranya to take her place or someone far worse.
Not to mention, if it is left the matter alone, or indeed even if you go, instead of a coup d'etat, it will be a rebellion, but it will be a rebellion that smashes itself to death on Evarra shores.
They will come by ship. They will come by land.
Mostly
How
by
many people do you think is in between Evarra and them?
Almost none, but they can't come by land. That's pergola. That would be suicide.
I believe more it
No.
would be they cram everyone they've got in a boat. And then they'd also probably overflood Pergolith with, well, unhomed immigrants, and then their lives are exactly not going to be great. It'll be like a drought in a land full of food.
Damn it.
I'm sorry,
Come on,
Joanna.
just this is the worst part about history that they don't tell you about. Choices you have to make.
Johanna's gonna just stand up and walk back to the balcony, look out over the city. Franz will get up after a moment and follow her. Roll a thing for our boy here. Can he get oh alright, he can outdo Nahia
Yeah.
with Ursula's assistance in this.
Yeah.
Johanna literally can't succeed against that kind of persuade. So after a few moments, you'll see Franz put an arm around Johanna's waist, and she'll lower her head again. When her head's bowed, she's almost as small as Franz. She'll turn back and say, I can't just stand by and let a civil war happen. Not one that'll get Taranya killed and my sister killed and God knows how many more. I hate everything about this, but there's no way else to avoid bloodshed than I'll go.
I'm sorry.
I would warn you. Even this may not avoid death in its entirety. But for what it is worth, I think this is the best way to limit it.
What's most important is that this is your decision, not ours.
Like Harvard always says, the solution that matters is the one that causes the least loss of life. Back then, that solution was kidnapping me and taking me to Evarra. I can just hope that he'll see now that the best solution is to let me go. She looks back and takes Franz's hand again and says, but I'm not going alone. I can't. Need Aruna's help to make sure that we can keep peace in my lands.
My business will be happy to help after the winter.
Franz will nod along and say, we'll need all the help we can get. That's why at least I'll be going with her on a permanent basis.
Evarra won't be the same without you in it, friends.
Well, the Tribelands will just have to make room. Mayhaps my sister will come and take my place here. Then again, I always felt that she'd
Think
make a
you
better
just
Amazon.
punch anyone that is noise.
I think your sister has had her fill of Amazons for the time being.
Ursula,
Yes?
was Uthman not with you?
Well, we saw Safi in the corridor and he disappeared, so...
What do you mean? Uthman is right. I look under the table. He's got like half a bottle of vodka.
He's not even under the table. He's just sitting at one of the chairs, but he's so fucking small that like
Oh,
without a
yeah.
booster chair, no one can fucking see him. He's been
Yeah,
here the whole time.
I've still been serving him drinks. Yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
fine.
yeah. It's just occasionally a little claw comes up and takes a little shot glass.
Well, wait, Bearer. I swore to you that we would end the slavery in that land. Here is your opportunity. You choose to go with Taranya and the princess.
That seems like a valiant way to end my life, or to find glory and kill slavers. He stands up on his chair so everyone can see him and grins. Slams his fist into his palm. I'm in. Taranya will laugh and pat the kobold on the head. That a giant dog. All right. Well, now we can do it the easy way or the hard way with regards to the Triarchs. The easy way being you just distract them while we get to the ship and get the fuck out.
Probably not going to do you a solid in trade deals. Don't worry, I've got us more vodka
No.
being brought over.
We
I'm
have
afraid you're still going to have to talk to them.
what is it you call that? We have a little pool and a few things.
We certainly have
was
way.
that? Clout.
Clout,
Yes, we have a
indeed.
little bit of clout.
You have
And
clout,
plus-
sure, but the Triarchs still think Johanna being here is the only thing keeping them safe from the big scary pirates.
And if
Not
us,
just gonna
as
let
beating
that.
world flipping up on down on its head group that we are, unfortunately, that says the otherwise, then hopefully they would be inclined to listen to us. Goodness knows we have shaken up the status quo just a little bit recently. Still,
Well, the hard
that is
way it
why
is
you have
then.
brought. Indeed, it is the hard way and it is the proper way, and nothing easy is ever worth it.
Ain't that the truth? Well, she will take a flask out when she's finished her shot glasses and take a swig. Then, here's to you, future king of the Amazons. She'll raise it to Franz.
Oh man, Franz, your dad is gonna be so fucking stunned.
Yeah, Franz will take the flask and rub the back of his head. Well, I have to say, Duke Aaron did want to marry me off to a duchess at some point. I think a queen's a bit of a step up, don't you think?
I feel
Can't.
like that's happening for a lot of his family.
Yeah, it's a good week for House Galliston.
So, side note, Taranya, are you prepared to see Arford again?
Taranya will just shake her head. Oh no, you can go do the convincing. I'll be here getting shit-faced.
Fair enough. I've already called for an extra bottle of much finer stuff to be brought over, so feel free to keep that nice and cozy for us.
I would think, actually, that your word on the state of the tribal limits would be quite helpful.
If the old
Probably
bastard lets me get a word out, he might just try and
Yeah.
drown me again.
Oh, he will. He just flexes her hand and every fucking knuckle cracks. He will.
Yeah.
L-
Ursula, he really doesn't like me very much.
It would probably almost immediately inflame his senses and make him harder to talk to. Let's try and do this the level-headed way.
Yeah. Let's just say I opened up his last boy toy.
And also, let's just not let the DM have to roleplay at himself for 4 characters.
Thanks, Chief.
Two of them, that's solid. I was looking at the Triarch meeting thinking,
Yeah.
I would hate this.
Okay, fine. Take away my fun, why don't you?
Yeah, no, I could. It's
I
Totally.
require some fun, bliss. Can't.
yeah.
So many
But-
NPCs.
Yeah, I'll bail you out on that. It would drive me insane. I also need another drink. I'm so parched. I think my roommate turned the heating up like a load more.
Weren't you complaining about the cold before?
I don't complain about the cold. I say that it's cold, and then I announce as well that I'm wrapped up in nice warm blankets. I'll never complain about the cold. Mostly because I know the hot sucks.
Alright. While Scow's getting a drink, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. So take a short break, everybody, then we'll do the Triarchs. So, Johanna has been browbeaten into accepting her birthright so that she can prevent a civil war of the Amazons, maybe. But her opinion is not the only one that matters in this scenario. There's still the Triarchs to convince. And they are currently sitting downstairs with Hashat talking land details.
Have they not moved on to like just talking adventure or shit? Considering they probably have no idea how that Leviathan thing went down.
Oh yeah, I'll probably tell them that they don't have to really worry about the Leviathan. He's actually not.
We're bros now.
He's actually not a bad guy. We talked to him. It was fun. It was weird. We didn't really
I
talk to
see.
him. We talked. Well, we talked to someone else. And he talked through them. It was weird. Shark magic or something.
So you're going to tell them about the Imperial ships in the waters, or?
The ones, yeah, yeah. I'll give them that warning. Yeah.
If you remember what that actually is, it's like, well,
You know, I'll relay. I am going to relay to them what's going on. So
what the story actually
Yeah.
is with that. Alright, what was it what we agreed upon?
what do you mean? What we agreed upon?
Well, there's no fucking witnesses to begin with.
On one side, I think the
What do you
boat
mean
in
on
the
one side?
I think the boat in the dock is some evidence.
Oh yeah, but there's no witnesses to contradict any fucking story. That was
Isn't there?
no. He was
A prisoner on
They
the
don't know
ship
he's
that was
fucking here.
there.
Yeah, but he's they don't know he's here.
They don't.
They don't know he was a prisoner. He is disguised. No, but anyway, whatever. Tell the stories.
So yeah, as you are filling them in on what's happened, a page will open the door and beg pardon to introduce the rest of Lady Hashat's adventuring company.
Oh, good. You are all done.
Man, sorry about the wait.
Oh, that's
Hopefully
okay.
the
We're
extra
just
vodka got here.
did it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I suppose I will tell them about about our adventure to the south, the encounter with the Leviathan. The encounter with the abandoned hobgoblin vessel, and then more seriously, the incidents with the other hobgoblin vessels, and the call. First off, actually, wait, no. I want to ask if the colony of the Anubians is that part of like Evarran territory? Do they pay taxes and everything?
No, they're an independent freehold. We don't claim any of the islands as our territory. They're all free reign, so to speak, except Herona's
Hmm.
womb. That's a joint venture.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
I've certainly gained a few more settlers recently, which is nice.
Right.
Yes, there the rest of you are. Perhaps you can tell us why there's an Imperial dreadnought in our harbor that isn't flying an Imperial flag?
About that, it
Oh,
involves it. It involves part of our venture to the south to Suncrest, or rather, our way back. The colony I asked about had been sacked by the Empire. It was attacked,
Yes, that does
slaves were
happen.
taken, and it wasn't the only ship. There were at least 3 ships around that island. And from what we could tell of the place and their efforts there, it looks like they were starting to set up shop on that island and take over the old fort, as well as
Indeed.
dig.
They displaced the island's wizard, took all of the workable civilians as slaves and a number of the breathable civilians, and used them to try and dig into ancient ruins on that island itself, at the behest of the imperial family. Or at least one member
Dig
of,
into
so
old
far as we're aware.
ruins. Why? Looking for some magic bauble?
The grave of an ancient royal, predating even the Elven Empire.
Gives a shit about some old grave? They're hoping to
Remember those
loot it.
giants that sacked everywhere a
The
generation ago?
Thuan, yes, I'm aware.
'Twas one of their rulers.
Oh shit.
We had a nice chat with him as well. Them, sorry. Not want to assume their gender. I believe it is mixed.
Triarchs all look at you in confusion.
The grammar of their name could be read either as feminine or masculine.
Harvard will just say, no, the part about talking to him.
Oh, it woke up.
Yep.
It was alive. Still.
What?
Yep. Not dead. Just in stasis.
What?
So they
Yeah.
went down there with the full intention to release the ancient leader of the race that sacked everybody.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Why did they do anything?
Well, Nahia, if you are speaking candidly of their release, then
We don't know what their actual intent was.
Triarch, you are familiar with the Imperial Sword.
Heard of it?
It's
Murakumo or something?
indeed. This prince, or princess, They claim that it is the blade of their grandmother. And one of the imperial household, the channeling power through it to communicate with the giant in the stasis.
The hell do they hope to gain from waking up some old giant lord or lady or whatever?
That grandmother was part of the Firthuan pantheon, the Lady of Time.
So you're saying they want some connection to a god?
Possibly.
I can't think of anything much more dangerous than the idea of the Hobgoblin Empire stealing the fire of a god yet again. Especially one that's proven quite successful in causing a devastating tragedy.
No, they're trying to
And not just
uncastrate Agaresh or find a new
Possibly.
one.
well, think about
One or the
this.
other.
It didn't just in this case it wouldn't they just be fire, it would be time. And that's if a god can control time, like it can just go back in time, or maybe go forward in time, or see
I-
things.
I don't know
That would be
about any of
worse.
that.
That can't actually be possible. And if
We
it
saw
was, then
ourselves
someone would have already
multiple times.
done it, wouldn't they?
We can't say.
Don't know.
Well, time was broken down there.
Yeah, that's
What do you mean
unfortunately we can confirm.
time was broken?
One of our companions, the Witch of the Isle, she entered the ruin at least 3 times. And several of us were confronted by ourselves displaced in time.
How far forward and back?
Moments, an hour at most. But this was simply the Firthuan's aura, an accident that happened in the lands around it. If it was if it attempted to do such deliberately, it could likely reach much further.
One can only hazard a guess. I suppose if you're looking for an analogy, it was the time equivalent of being in a field of wild magic. Wild time.
You know, I was just starting to think we really ought to have our Lady Magister here with us for this conversation. If there's strange time magic going on, one would think if anyone would know anything about it, it would be Kisera. She's said to be older than anyone.
This is true.
Suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Older than anyone still living, but I do not think even she walked the earth with the Firthuan.
No.
Still, she might know something.
And if that, well, if they get that kind of magic and he comes back and does, I just really don't think, and I don't want to think about a giant murder army of giants with time magic. because I've read what they did with the whole things that was written, and it hurts my head if they can do time stuff.
Yes,
That
it hurts
makes me
my
worry.
head too.
Like I saw
We just
what
wanted you to
happened
be
when
aware of these
two-time
threats.
people saw it. Yeah, I saw what happened when two-time people looked at each other, and Ursula just snapped both her fingers like that. And then time came, and she came back. She restarted.
And I apparently replaced myself, which is not great to consider.
What do you mean replaced yourself? Like some sort of doppelganger?
When when the copies of each other of us like would meet eyes, there was like it kind of broke things for them, and then they would just came back through the front door.
Whereas technically my encounter was
didn't
being
remember
reset
it.
partway through some kind of ritual to read or contact with them. And so I replaced myself. Weirdly enough.
So when this giant left, did this time magic keep going, or is it gone
It's-
now?
It took them a few tries to break through, but eventually it was like they shattered a plane of glass that fell apart around them, and then the effect was ended. So it was within their
Yeah.
control for sure.
The island seems to be stable now. Once the giant left, though no one saw them leave.
Then
It's
are
kind
you
of
sure
blocked.
it did leave? Could it have just fallen forward or backwards in time?
We didn't see them anywhere in the tomb after that, but I suppose it's not impossible.
Well, if it could snap forward hours, how long did you wait?
A fair point, but I mean, you didn't see this barrier of time shatter around them. My assumption is then that the moment he broke through, he just went forward to a time where he wasn't in this temple anymore, traveled some distance. At least that's my assumption.
Or
Otherwise, he
back?
just casted invisibility, which would be far more simple and far less terrifying.
I don't know if they cast anything like that. They just went through. They seemed to just leave, and then were just gone.
We had
We-
people outside watching the entrance,
Hmm.
and we watched them leave the cave.
We could perceive them stepping out, but those beyond the tomb saw nothing.
Anyway, that's the. Yeah, just keep an eye more tightly on the Empire than ever. It's no
Considering
small threat that they've got dreadnoughts wandering around to perform, literal assaults on freeholds in order to try and acquire terrifying divine magical power.
and stake territory right on your doorstep. And we've been to
Oh,
a dream and heard about what happened there. Sounds like they're nipping at your heels a bit.
Yes, our former masters do seem to want to tighten the collar a bit.
oh, and killing bounce, well, people they killed some Anubians who had no weapons and were on their knees.
Well,
because
that's
they
just
could.
the Empire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the word? Where's the honor in that?
Well, it's
Think
the Empire. When
that's-
have they ever
they
had
are on top.
honor?
semantics aside.
Lord Triarchs, there was another matter that we would ask of you.
Oh, well, I'm glad this was the light opening conversation. Please do go on. I'm going to help myself to this vodka.
These poor bastards.
Yeah, just refill everyone's glasses again.
Well, let's
There's
get out
more new bad news? Are you kidding me?
We
out 10G champagne.
Sume will take that.
we would ask that you release the Lady Johanna from your care.
Oh, is that all? Triarch Arvid will cross his arms.
No, that is the extent of our request, indeed. But just because the tribe lands threaten war if you do not. First among themselves, and then a stream of raiders and pirates that will doubtless fall upon this city.
So yeah, Arvid will cross his arms and say, well, it'd be rather stupid. They may have forgotten we have their princess. I won't try anything.
Can we vomit exposition on them? We're repeating this talk we had 5 minutes ago. For a half hour.
Yeah, cassette speed sound.
I mean, there's nothing to really catch them up on. They're aware of everything.
Well, yes,
They-
it would be suicide.
You go.
Sure. Well, yes, it would be suicide. It doesn't mean they won't do it. By this point, they've fallen apart and crumbled and are getting beyond desperate. To the point that the old enemies have risen their heads. The implications that they take back their princess in the hopes that it will spare them from the stupidity they've all gotten themselves up into. Instead, Joanna loves this place. She would love to stay if she could stay, but she wants to prevent all this bloodshed far more. And that means you would be quite immediately making an ally of the Tribelands.
Listen,
Unified Tribelands would mean dismantling of pirates. No pirates around here.
And
Fuck
they're
Suntrust.
desperately in need of goods that they have not been receiving through trade with Evarra because of their own sanctions, because they're a bunch of rebellious idiots. Simply put.
listen. I raised Joanna since she was just a little babe. Took her off a sinking Amazon ship. Brought her here, brought her up. But let's cut the bullshit here. What do you think happens if the Amazons send out some fleet to take her back?
They
I
die
don't-
horribly and break Joanna's heart, probably.
They don't need a fleet, Drak. They need a few good women who are willing to die for her. They already have them. They were about to make a move when we reached their territory. It's only thanks to Nahia that Nahia and Ursula that we're talking rather than I am already trying to sneak into her quarters and kidnap her.
It would have been rather stupid of them.
Indeed, but that is how desperate they are.
Oh, that's a different kind of desperate. They don't want their princess back, if that's the case. They just want her dead.
No. The warrior leading the mission was one who had sworn a blood oath to their house. She means to bring back the heiress.
Yes, and if she tries to take her by force, she'll be taking a corpse back to the tribelands. And none of us want that. Or did you think that we Evarrans are so stupid and we'd just be sitting here on an island, peninsula, waiting for someone to come steal the princess back in a world where wizards can teleport about willy-nilly?
You will forgive me, I hope. But when you yourself said you raised her like a daughter, I thought that meant you loved her like one.
I've come to care for the child, it's true. But the Triarch Arvard of 20 years ago couldn't have given less of a shit. And so had the Magister put a curse on her. If she leaves the peninsula without my express approval, she dies.
And then you have given the Triblan its cause to actually unify, simply to burn Evarra to the ground.
Well, for 20 years it's kept the peace.
It's not indefinite, though. And they are falling apart at the seams by this point, looking for answers.
I cannot fault your logic, Trark, but the situation in their lands has changed. The calculus of diplomacy needs to change with it. And it is now your choice whether you profit by this or make an enemy of an entire nation.
So Berkant's going to take the opportunity to slap Arvard on the back and lean into the table, say, "Well, I, for one, say it's time to let your baby girl grow up, Arvard. Not to have the new Magister break that curse and let her go on her way. If it's true what our friends are saying, then he's not serving us much help here. And before long, her presence is going to cause us even more trouble. So, better to have a friend across the sea that still thinks of you as Daddy Dearest, than an enemy that wants vengeance for a slain sister or whatever." Smea will just put her hands up. "Johanna has kept the peace for 20 years.
The Tribelands were stricken by a drought, which they believe to be divine retribution for not having the firstborn on their throne.
I understand.
5 years.
And perhaps they can be shown the error of their ways. They need priests, not a little girl who's never led more than a tin soldier or two.
They need both. They need the ruler their omens ordained, as well as priests to lead them out of this.
Well, my lord is lord of coins, not lord of rain, unfortunately. Well, I would be happy to send some of my clerics to help them sort out their supply issues. I'm afraid you'll need Lananites for bringing in clouds. If their omens are the trouble, why, they could always submit to Evarra's justice. We would be delighted to help them civilize themselves. Arbor just snorts. Like that's ever going to happen.
No,
Not
you
when you
use the
say it
word
like that,
submit,
no.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You jinxed the whole thing, Samaya.
See, the spirit part I can see and understand we work really nice. And Ursula just twitches a bit. Her head just switches sideways, but right now they're currently spiritually divided on the part of who has the right of ascension, which Joanna is the true right by the divine, by their divine ordaining, but also from the blood lineage, which is very strong when it comes to any form of Amazon culture. Now, if you take into the part of both the spiritual assistance from Evarra, which will see then you put in a better light, it's both in a financial and spiritual gain from your side, as well as dampening their war spirit and improving their social spirit.
Just to put this one as an aside, this wouldn't be the first time we've seen an entire continent covered in a blood curse. We've
Yeah.
broken one of those.
Oh yeah, that thing hit really hard and that.
Boy. Not back into the shop.
It seems
right
on
now
the
you have it-
fence. Mayhap
Yeah,
someone would
so
like to
right
throw
now-
a persuade check at him.
Well, you're assisted, so
Yeah.
as much as I can.
Is there anyone with higher than +8? This is killing me.
I just have a 6. I'm sorry, you are the best one right now.
You are
16.
the charisma fag.
Wait,
All right,
horns,
Alvin.
horns. Wait.
Yeah,
Horns.
get guidance.
Yeah. It's just a silent thing.
We have a Hashat with us.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
If it ever goes through.
I guess I could. It might work. Oh my god,
20.
you actually.
All right.
You lovable move horse.
Yes.
Triarch will lean back in his chair and think a moment. You know, and if any of you breathe a word of this outside this room, I'll find you and I'll kill you. He looks meaningfully at every one of you.
Understood.
Just
But-
looks questionable. What?
But I don't want to let her go. 20 fucking years. That's my girl out there, you know.
Aye.
See her
She's ready.
sail off across the sea to take up some queenship.
And she's gonna do you proud.
Just the thought of it feels like a knife in the gut, and even still.
I know. I really know what it feels like to just slightly miss. I know what it feels like to see your baby go. It's cold. And you sink. It just sinks into your chest. But she's a good person. She is strong, good heart. And you know, she's gonna be good.
Of
She's
course
only
I
a
do.
little princess.
She's had 20 years of my partner raising her. Still. You're right. Keeping her here any longer is just going to get her killed one way or another, isn't it?
Possibly.
Either some idiot Amazon commando tries to kidnap her, or some ragtag fleet besieges us for her.
Hmm.
And I can't make her go, if she wants to or not. That will be up to her.
Well,
But
it
if
is a short way until winter falls, Triarch. I would say now is the season to most enjoy spending time with her. Make sure that she's ready.
If my other triarchs are agreed, Kant will give him a little pat on the shoulder. Simea will shrug. If this is the way to best profit the city, then so be it. I worry about the danger of pirates, though. We should keep this close to our breast until we're already sending her on her way. Don't want anyone getting ideas that we've suddenly gone soft now.
Of course.
That is settled. If you'll excuse me, I'll go speak to my girl.
Of course.
Priarch will step out of the meeting room. Once he's gone, Mercant will lean back and put his feet up on the table. Well, what a change in character. Really, I was never sure if he actually cared about her or not. I think I actually saw him tear up a little bit.
20 years is a long time, but it can change a person.
And don't tease him about it, because it would be a real shame if we had to re-elect a new Triarch after you get shivved.
My lips are sealed.
Oh, Samaya, would you like me to check your Tom?
Oh, yes, would you be a dear?
Of course.
And again, now that you mention it, I think it might be a satyr.
Really?
I
Wait,
never was
which
this
one?
much of a drinker, but the
Oh,
last few weeks I've been absolutely craving the stuff.
interesting. If it is not too much to ask, whose companionship have you been most recently indulging in?
Well, between friends, I suppose I can say. There's been a satyr adventurer doing some work for me, a lad by the name of Tychon.
Oh,
Charming rogue.
I swear we've come across that gentleman before.
I wouldn't be
Sounds familiar.
surprised. I hear all you adventurers know each other.
Please, we just... No, fuck it, what is the point of lying? Yeah, fair enough. Please, let us have a look at you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can cast Detect Pregomancy, and she will ping as positive.
I gotta assume it's like Divine Sense, but it's just like Divine Sense subtitles.
No, you literally just use your divine sense like a fucking ultrasound.
Yeah, he was the guy with the bow.
Yeah, I was pretty sure. Just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure.
It was very charming. Let us see here. And yeah, can I tell race as well, or do I need to make a religion at that?
I don't think your divine powers will give you that sort of insight.
Not this early? No, not yet.
No.
It
Okay.
takes a bit.
Well, on the other hand, if it is a fawn child, then eventually the cravings will give you like reverse morning sickness if you aren't loaded. You'll know then to get a secondary checkup and then start consuming if that is the case. But for now, you're
Delightful.
probably gonna have to find out until you feel a little bit too sick.
Well, I suppose some of my junior clerics have been saying I need to loosen up a bit.
Maybe take a trip over to the Temple of Mithras. Perhaps one of them can give you a more clear picture.
How delightfully scandalous.
Oh, you can always say that you're going to visit for tax reasons. I'm sure it would pass.
Well, it is true that Narend is the son of Mithras, but still. How embarrassing would it be for his high priestess to come crawling back to mommy?
Look, everyone wants to be with their mommy sometimes.
See Maurice flutter her wings uncomfortably.
Beams and Paladin at her. I can't stop. I can't help it.
But you're right. Well, thank you for the checkup and for, I suppose, if this all works out, saving the city a great deal of trouble on several fronts.
Indeed, we've spent a lot of time at sea, and it feels like all we seem to learn about is turmoil. Although, admittedly, we have walked away with some repeatedly fat stacks. Don't think you could happen to put in a good work with the Builders Guild, could you?
Can't just grin. Oh, I'm sure something can be arranged.
Do you know the extra charge for winter work? We're happy to ship them put in for their extra living and eating expenses.
Sure, consider it done.
Perfect. I'll come to you on that later. For now, I desperately owe my family a drink and a meal.
Yes, indeed. And I'm due with a date with a dragon, so if you'll all excuse me.
What about those?
Yes, Sumaya will quirk her eyebrow. But our meetings were done for the night. Oh, this is, unofficial business. I'll give you all a grin.
No,
Swagger out.
Give Kisara my regards.
No, Safia,
No,
not
wait,
Kisara.
Sorry. That's just me being checked. Name.
It's fine.
My regards.
Oh no, I'm now just thinking he's gonna turn up and not realize that this has turned into a Szooth menage a trois.
But Nahia, he's into it.
Oh well, then everything's
I
great
mean,
because
Szooth
Szooth's incredible at
Szooth-
sex.
I mean, Szooth is a girl right now, so.
I will say this: that it just goes to get towards Satya's break, and there's just Cena just pops out. Well, hello there.
He just thrusts in and something grabs his dick. Oh no!
He's been waiting in the
Jesus.
cloaca for this move all along.
Oh my gosh.
Finally, my
Looks like
secret
the fan-
technique. This is how I was planning to kill Lord Winter if he stayed evil. Slide out of Kisara.
Oh gosh!
Jesus.
He won't have his magic armor on now, bitch. Just can I?
He'll die in the sun when you lop off his magic cock ring. God, please.
No.
Wow.
Well, all right. That's the session, everybody. Thanks for playing Sav&D tonight. Let's do XP.
All right, excellent.
Oh, good God.
Frankly, I'm disgusted.
God.
But also, you're a little bit aroused.
No.
Oh, okay.
Everyone can have inspiration. Good job.
I just passed on. By the way, before we quit on stream, I'm gonna post this. It's gonna be like this.
Is it Dragonvore? Oh, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh God, please no.
Yes,
It's.
you're welcome.
Take it back. I want the receipt on this thought.
I want the XP. I want to leave.
Okay.
All right. Did you explore a new interesting location for the first time, other than Sathia's cloaca?
That's not new.
It is for
always
Brakan.
interesting, though.
Look, it is deep and has many unexplored caves and caverns.
The idea that she clenches and then the tunnel changes and shifts. Turns out you've been in a
Just
lair
like
action all along.
She's just a roguelike.
The twisty
Oh, man.
corridors of Torghast.
Oh God, it's just Binding of Isaac in there.
Oh,
no.
no.
Ah.
Rogue, you
Well.
said it's not roguelike.
All right. No. Did you discover? Oh God.
Hold on. I was gonna say, but apparently my house got changed up a lot.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, that's the first time I've ever been to Tarnavak's home.
No, it's
And
not.
It's become a den. Yes, it is. I've actually never been in his house.
Really?
Like, ever.
Yeah, we've never actually gone there on screen.
No, you have. It was just on the session you weren't there.
Well, still, fucking snake cave and weed growery is that's all very new and very interesting.
You know what? Okay, I'll give it to you. The
Yeah.
location has changed from being mundane to being new and interesting.
That's right. The first time we went there, you weren't, and we found out that while you were occupied, Siggy had got shit-faced and fell through a wall.
God damn
Your
it!
wife- Your wife
Oh no,
threw
that's
her-
not what
threw-
happened. She
your
put
wife-
her hammer
yeah.
through the wall, playing
That's right. She was
pin the
fucking
hammer
hammered.
on the donkey or something.
That's right.
Your wife got
And
really
they
drunk
all
and
went
threw a
bimbo.
massive party in
It
your
wasn't even
house.
drunk. They all had bimbo brain day. That was the
Oh,
first time they met
that's
Jalis, and
right.
Jalis decided that they wanted to throw a rager. So she stole Siggy's, the Morrigan's, and
Yes,
someone
that's how
else's brain.
Morgan went blonde. In fact, way back when.
August and
She-
Kisera. She had a
Oh
jaw.
yeah, and August and Arishka got them as well. They also joined in on Bimbo Brain Day.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we first arrived in the Magister's Tower, they'd hotboxed the tower by feeding the fire elemental a giant bag of hash. And they were too stoned to string together coherent sentences.
Good fucking god.
Yeah, the fire elemental in the fireplace was just monumentally stoned, as was everybody else in the entire tower. It was pretty great. And yeah, the party had continued once the Magister and Lord Winter were unconscious, back to your house where they proceeded to just wreck the place. It's okay, they fixed it.
Yeah, they turned it into Snake Cave now that I think about it.
Yeah, now Jalis has a cave. She has a lair with her lair actions under your house, and they're growing weed. So get that going for you.
I see.
Anyway, don't leave your giant bags of weed at the Lord Magister's tower.
Because they will hotbox an entire tower.
God damn it, DCL.
Look, I cannot be held responsible for every Dragon Bush incident.
It was specifically some of your weed, though. Like a ton of your weed.
Look, do I get held responsible for every time your stick bonks somebody on the head?
Only if you started it.
I don't know where I was going with this argument. The point is I don't want to take responsibility.
Fair enough. You know what? Okay. That is your right.
It's true. Look, you were there just providing a service to people who wanted to make bad decisions.
And I was there on the stock market profiting until someone short sold me on Dragonbush.
Okay, well, yes.
So, did you discover new and interesting truth about the world?
All of that?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we saw all that on camera on a session.
No, the entire session was something new and interesting about the world. Sathia coming all the way down to Evarra for one to come and do trade deals.
Yeah, yeah. You guys actually made some new and interesting things happen in the world at large.
You learn that Szooth is designated to being the immortal husbando and/or simp.
It's true, actually. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen Sathia literally go Szooth and do that romance thing at you. Because before it was definitely very sibilant and you're my pet servant. In this case, it's you're my pet servant because that's what we're into sexually.
Yeah.
Sathia Wubwoo.
It is a victory for Szooth.
All right.
His children shall be actual dragon molds.
Did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy?
Does Joanna consider us an ally?
I don't know. Other than moral support, are you actually going to help her in any way?
Yes.
I
I've already
s-
promised the full backing of my business and personal assistance.
And I did like, send Uthvan with her, like.
You know, that's true.
thing.
You did send a legendary kobold. God, that just feels like such an oxymoron.
It's so weird, isn't it?
We have two of them now, though.
That's true. We have to. We can't.
we have-
There wasn't enough room in our party for two legends.
We have the nerd and then we have the cubo.
All right. So yeah. All right. She will count you as an ally for your cubicle assistance. Did you advance or complete a quest? Yes, you have advanced Rise and Fall of the Amazon Empire quest. Did you discover a new page in a companion story?
I mean, I
Well,
feel
I was-
like. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, you got an explanation as to why Tarnia is called the 7-Day Warrior, and that Ursula was there.
Also, that Joanna literally has a death curse on her, and Hela had a nice conversation about the fact that the Norwegian salamander land is full of death worms.
It's full of
That
death
too.
worms, and they've never heard of undead because it's too fucking cold. Zombies just freeze.
Aha.
All right, 5 XP, everybody.
Hey.
So close.
I've
Hell yeah,
I've
one more
managed.
session.
What number are you guys on?
3, 4, 6.
Alright.
Wait, I'm confused. I was on 346 before this.
I
That's
think
You
that
shouldn't have been.
you've put in your
No.
experience twice or something. Then
What the hell? Damn it! I was so excited.
you thought you leveled up, didn't you?
Yeah, damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, I haven't missed a fucking session. I'm at
Oh.
346.
Oh, that's painful. Fuck.
Yeah,
I need to lay down after that shit.
yeah. Luckily, we still
Ah.
have some winter goals because if we can get a level up before winter starts, it'll be good because then we won't finish winter, adventure for an entire session, and then need to take a week sit down as though that tuckered us out.
Oh man,
That would be
I
really lame if that's how that goes down.
I was so excited.
Yeah,
Though,
here's the thing.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say that either we need a session with 3 and then 2, or if we get a 4 session, next one we all hit.
Yeah. Though, my downtime, I've already filled out like all 90 days, so if we do level up, I will like ask for an extra week.
That's fair. I mean, technically, if we
That's-
level up quick enough, then you can do your level up week in 7 days before winter break. Because
True.
we're at 9 days before winter break right now. So if you can do it in 2 and get home,
we've got some stuff to do still.
yeah.
Obviously, I must have just
A
gotten
little
some extra EXP from having some awesome zingers. I've clearly just hit level 11 early.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would totally take that.
Don't let me get away with this. I will abuse this.
Sadly, that's only a function in my D&D game.
I want the parries.
All right. Well, thank you for playing. Hope you had some fun. If you're watching on stream or YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We will see you on the weekend. Until then, have a good one.